to third. We are even, one apiece. Ground ball up the middle. Wynn has it. Bobbles! Everybody's safe. And the Brewers have the lead.
Let's get nasty on a Thursday. It's the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN with Jamie Rivers and Carey Davis. I'm Anthony Stalter. No Andrew Marsh today. Marsh has been suspended for the next 2 days. So Bradford Bruns.
Harsh but fair.
Harsh but fair. Yeah, we do things fair in the Fast Lane. That's for sure. Bradford Bruns in for our guy Marsh.
Hey, people like getting suspended around here for some reason.
Yeah, it's turned out to be kind of a thing that people enjoy.
It's weird.
We may have to look into that.
Weird people. Maybe the punishment should be you actually got to come to work.
Right.
I hate it. See, like if you suspended me right now for the rest of this day, I'd be pissed. So pissed. So,
well, that's why we're not going to do it.
You're not going to do it. You don't want to upset him.
Damn it.
Damn it, Bobby. We're going to keep you right there.
Yeah. Thanks
Jamie.
a lot.
All right, highs and lows from the Brewers sweep of the Cardinals. By the way, that audio courtesy of the Brewers TV network. Not too many highs, guys.
And I was like, I don't. Dustin May.
Dustin May, baby.
Let's go.
Dustin May had himself a gem.
Had a day
yesterday. Carried a no-hitter into the 8th inning. And then things went a little sideways there. Cardinals went into the inning, having no-hit the Brewers. They came out of the inning, having trailed. And they lose 2-1. And again, the Brewers complete their sweep. Outside of Dustin May, were there any other highs for you guys?
I mean, Yeah, I mean, Jordan Walker threw a runner out. You know, he.
We're really picking, aren't we?
I mean, you got anything else?
Yeah. What are you gonna do?
You have
Torres. Didn't he hit a home run this series?
That was last
Cincinnati.
year. Cincinnati.
Yeah.
He had a triple. Pedro Pais threw out 2.
Yeah.
He
also got his 6th error on the
just
catcher's
a pass
interference. Well, that was catcher's interference.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. Had a perfect game going if it wasn't for that, you know?
Yeah.
But I don't know that there were many highs, man. You know, but sometimes baseball is a long season, Anthony. You're going to have moments like this where maybe you don't get your best outing. And other than, you know, Dustin May, who, I mean, that guy was pitching his butt off.
Yes,
it was a really, really fun outing to watch. And Jamie mentioned it as well. When the hit did happen, his response was extremely classy. Like, I think that's a really good teammate.
Yes.
That's a person you want to be around. It was a tough play for Torres out in left field with the sun going into the shade going into the sun and the line drive. Those are the ones that are hardest to judge because it's right at you.
And only being like 5'10".
Well, and I mean, he's
6'3", makes catch.
If he's 6'3", it hits him in his chest.
Yeah,
but, you know,
there's that.
But it was a tough play. But Dustin May's response, I thought, was very classy, very good teammate response. But all in all, it was a rough outing. You know, you go against the Miz. That dude throws gas, man. I don't know how you beat him. So, you know, all in all, it's one series, Anthony. You get back on the horse and you get back to riding. That's what you do.
Yeah, absolutely. There was a lot of panic, I thought, from Cardinals fans. And granted, it's a situation where they just needed a little bit of a cool down. But I thought the angst that was in our Snake Pit, our YouTube channel, was pretty heavy from a couple of folks. This is how it goes over the course of 162 games. You're gonna have some hot streaks as a team. You're gonna have some cold spells as a team. You're gonna have some hot streaks as an offense. You're gonna have some cold spells as an offense. Same thing with the pitching staff. Same thing with the bullpen. Bullpen was a disaster earlier in the season. To some degree, it has stabilized. A couple of guys still pitching pretty poorly out of the bullpen, but the point is you're going to have those highs and lows. The fact that we're even angry at this point in the season, I think, is a good thing. I also understand the angst when it comes to watching the Cardinals perform pretty well in May. Then toward the end of the month, things get a little shaky, and then June, the wheels fall off. I get that. But this has been a team that has given us a lot of entertainment. A lot of entertainment the first 2 months of the season.
Yeah,
There's a lot of grit. All the good things that we talked about early on, I don't think it was a mirage. I just think for now, they've gone away a bit.
I don't think that there's a need to be so up and down. And I know people kind of live, you're not a fan, you're a Dodgers fan. Zip it. I'm a Cardinal fan for life. Always have been, always will be. But I also understand that in sports, especially a sport like baseball, Anthony, you play 162 games. There's only 365 days in a year, man.
Mm-hmm.
You're playing so many dang on games. You got opportunities. You win 80 of them. You win 85. You've had a fantastic year. You win 90. You had a spectacular year. And the Cardinals are on track to continue to be one of the top teams in the NL Central and potentially make a playoff run. I was just reading something today where they were talking about Tarek Skubal getting traded, and they mentioned the Cardinals' name. I'm like, what the hell? What world are we living in?
What?
How did we get here? That you would even mention the Cardinals moving around in those worlds, in those waters.
Right.
You wouldn't have thought about that a year ago. Enjoy where you are. Was this series great? No, it wasn't. But you're going to play this team again. They're a division rival. You'll get another opportunity to play them, and hopefully, when you play them again at home, that series goes much better.
Sure. Yeah, the measuring stick series did not go in the Cardinals' favor at all.
I'd say
bottom line.
I'd say you're correct.
If we are going to dive a little bit deeper into like the lows of the series, the fact that you were 0 for 17 with runners in scoring position, why did you get swept? That's why. You can't go 0 for 17 with runners in scoring position and win 2 of the 3 games, let alone get a sweep. It's very difficult to do that and win one of the games. And because of Dustin May's performance, you actually were in that one yesterday. The other 2, not so much. Now I know that when you face the Miz, the game was 3-1 when the Cardinals finally scored a run.
It was 3-0 in the first inning.
It just didn't feel like you were in that one. But you can't go 0 for 17 with runners in scoring position and salvage a series like that one against a team in Milwaukee that plays very clean baseball. So that was the biggest low, Bradford.
And somebody who was quite the culprit at the plate as well. I'm not talking about the error committed by Mason Wynn, because obviously we're talking about the extreme anomaly there. That's not going to happen 99% of the time. But if you want to talk about individuals who really went through it for the entirety of the road trip, that would be Mason Wynn. And we're going to talk a lot more as the show moves along about what the Cards aren't getting in spots 5 through 9 throughout the order. Mm-hmm. But 1 for 11, salvaged it a bit with that hit in the 9th inning to extend the game yesterday. How about 2 for 19 on the road trip? How about 2 stalls for his last 25 overall? And he went through it, to say the least, at the beginning of the season as well. And once again, we keep wondering, okay, who's going to be able to step up when you move beyond Alec Burleson, when you move beyond Jordan Walker in the lineup? Who's going to help carry that baton for the middle to bottom portion of the order? And Mason Wynn, unfortunately, is really going through it yet again at the dish.
Yeah, he's struggling. There's no doubt about it. You just broke it down. And that's one of your guys. That's one of your core pieces. Anytime we had the conversation of, all right, who's the Cardinals' core over the next 3 to 5 seasons or beyond, Mason Wynn is one of the first 2 names that's mentioned there. And he's allowed to have his cold spells. But this is a situation where, you're hitting 6, you're hitting right in the middle of the lineup, where you're going to need a lot more production. And unfortunately, and it wasn't a routine ground ball, but certainly one that Mason Wynn has handled countless times over his career. The one that he spanned up the middle, only to have that, kick off the bottom of his glove. Instead of exiting that inning with the game still tied, you're down 2-1, and now it feels like an insurmountable lead because it's so late in the game. So that was tough. That was tough to see his offense kind of follow him out to shortstop and for him to make an error. Am I concerned about Mason Wynn? Certainly not as from a defensive standpoint, but yeah, the offensive numbers right now have not been good. And he's not the only one. This Cardinals lineup is in a deep funk right now, save for a handful of guys. If you're also talking about low, we talked about it a little bit yesterday, but I didn't like the way that the Cardinals handled, for lack of a better word, the Uribe situation.
Well, there's still people talking about that as well. I firmly believe, and I know, Carey, you think it's no big deal, just go hit a home run. I believe for the culture of the team, it's got to be some kind of response. There has to be a response, especially because it was 6-0. Mm-hmm. Like, if that's a 2-1 game and he gets the last out, whatever, it's not great, but you understand the emotions behind it.
Yeah.
6-0, it's almost like sticking your nose in it. Here you go.
Right.
What are you going to do? Nerd. Take it. But that's what it felt like.
Right.
And there's no pushback.
No, there certainly wasn't. There wasn't anything.
Not whether it's hitting home runs or hitting batters, there was no pushback.
No, there wasn't.
Yeah, I didn't see it as that big of an issue. I thought it was.
I didn't think it was a big deal, but at the same point, like
if I was Ollie, I would have laughed at him. Like, okay, like, yeah, okay, like you got it. But I don't think that that's a like. It wasn't anything demonstrative in terms of like causing someone to be hurt. It was just him pointing or looking in the dugout and saying, "Take that."
Right.
Look what I just did.
Okay.
Take that.
So, Kerry, let's play a game. Let's play a game.
I love playing games.
Okay? You're playing for the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Sure.
Who's your biggest rival? Baltimore Ravens.
Baltimore Ravens.
Baltimore Ravens. I don't know how to create the situation, but all of a sudden somebody does something to your coach, your head coach, Mike Tomlin.
Yeah.
He looks over and does some kind of a gesture disrespectful to him.
Yeah.
You guys are all okay with it? Like,
No.
nobody's going to go block him a little harder? No one's going to punch him in the groin when we're on the ground?
No,
Like,
that's football. So I'll give you an example. We were playing the Baltimore Ravens. Bart Scott ran over one of my running back teammates and was talking to him.
Mm-hmm.
He's a rookie, ran over him. And I said, okay, next time. And so now the next time he blitzed, I picked him up and I sat him on his ass.
Yeah.
And so that's how it's in between the lines. It's in between the whistle. It's part of the game. There was no need for me to, you sat this running back down and stood over him and talked crap. There's no need for me to go punch you in the back of the head or kick you in the gonads while you're walking away because I was upset. No. I'm going to respond in a way that is similar
But you
to what.
responded.
Correct.
That's what
but
I'm saying.
They didn't respond because they haven't hit a home run.
But they didn't have any response.
They didn't have a
Which is
response
worse.
when you get your opportunity to face him again, because you will. Take it to the upper deck and stare at him for 15 seconds and do the chop at him and do the chop at their dugout and then run around the bases, step on home plate and do it one more time towards center
I
field.
guess for me, that's
the
too
thing.
late.
To me, that's how you respond.
For me, that's too late.
It's no way to respond. It's no reason to respond with physical. And Jamie, listen.
Yeah, why don't you tell me why there's no...
Listen,
Gary, you of all people, please tell me why there's no need for a physical response, please.
you talking
Considering you just talked about a physical response.
You're talking to a person that truly believes in physical altercations.
Coming from the guy who wants to be able to sucker punch one person a year.
I just want to slap him. I don't want to sucker punch him.
Oh, that was way off. My
Yeah,
bad.
so when you slap someone,
wants to see
they
it
know
coming.
you're about to slap them. When you sucker punch them, they don't see it. I never want to sucker
But
punch
still,
anybody.
yeah.
Slap the hell out of them.
Yeah.
But no, I'm all for it, and you know that about me. So if I'm telling you the proper
You
response,
actually already told me everything I need to know.
the
Which is
proper
why he's questioning
response
you.
is to go handle it on the field. Make a play. Do the same thing. It can be it can turn into a.
What if you hit a home run and throw your bat at him?
He didn't throw a ball at you.
But it doesn't
I think
matter,
that's too
right?
much.
We have to do the same things.
Nah, you respond in a like way, in a
what if
same
my way's just
kind of
different?
way. That you're gonna get suspended, and then now our team is down because you're. How many games you got to miss? What you take that
I think
stuff
if I
for?
threw my bat
You know how
at him,
that
they might
goes.
throw me out of the league. They might.
All right, it's Fastlane on 101 ESPN. Bradford Bruns in for Andrew Marsh, Kerry Davis, Jamie Rivers, Anthony Stalter. The Cardinals, the Canadiens and Spurs are on the verge of elimination. The Canadiens, Jamie, still can't figure out where the hell the net is for Carolina.
Oh, no, they know where it's at. They just refuse to shoot the puck there.
We'll get into it next on 101 ESPN.
What did the five fingers say to the face?
Start your day with the morning after on 101 ESPN. Get in the know first on everything St. Louis sports with Tim McKernan, Doug Vaughn, and Martin Kilcoy. Listen to TMA weekday mornings from 7 to 11 a.m. on 101 ESPN. The morning after is presented by Brown and Crouppen Law Firm.
Save big money on your next project when you shop at Menards. Pittsburgh's Ultra True Seal Stain and Sealant in One offers enhanced waterproofing protection in one coat, helping you finish your wood care project faster. It prevents streaks, runs, and lap marks for easy application with flawless results. Save big money on Ultra True Seal Stain now at Menards. Plus, view our weekly flyer on menards.com and get your staining project started today.
Save big money at Menards.
In the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN.
Near point comes to Bear, cruising through the slot. Ehlers, Aho, he scores! Sebastian Aho with a bullet on the near flank, just inside the top of the near circle. Cycled down by Ehlers, near point, activating Miller, great skater. Counter, but it's tipped in! Jordan Staal! A beautiful play by Keandre Miller on a cycle. 2-on-1 Carolina. Left wing Blake over the line. Stankoven in front. He scores! That's hockey, baby! 3-0 Carolina.
That's hockey, baby.
That's hockey, baby.
Sports USA, as heard last night, right here on 101 ESPN. The Carolina Hurricanes win, and now they're one win away, tomorrow night, in fact, from advancing to face the Vegas Golden Knights in the Stanley Cup Finals. Hurricanes 4, Canadiens nothing. Did the Canadiens play last night? I didn't.
Anthony, I asked Jamie.
It's frustrating.
Jamie played hockey for a long time, and I love hockey. I watch it a lot. I asked him, does Montreal know that really the only way to score is to actually shoot the puck at the net? It was one point where I thought Dobis was trying to shoot it from the from his own crease. Like, the hell with it. You all aren't taking shots. I might as well. It wasn't an empty net.
Screw it, I'll do it myself.
I might as well shoot it down there and see what happens. And it was just a long pass. But I'm like, what are they doing? What is the problem? Help me understand.
Well, and I explained a little bit to Kerry in the office. The Carolina Hurricanes, their checking is so aggressive, it's airtight right now. And so the Canadiens, it feels like there's 6 or 7 players on the ice for Carolina.
Yeah.
And so when they're getting opportunities to shoot, they're looking for a better opportunity. Or they think they're covered and they're turning the puck over. Like, they're not playing poised hockey. I'm not going to say they're not playing confident, because some of the plays they're making are fine. But once they get across the blue line, it's like they're being swarmed by a bee's nest. And they're just like, like hot potato. I don't want the puck, but I don't want to shoot it.
Which, Jamie, it's weird because they actually, I mean, you broke this down after game 1. The way that they played Carolina was actually tilting the ice in their favor, in the Habs' favor.
Carolina made an adjustment.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. They made a huge adjustment.
That's stupid Rod Brendan Moore.
They're no longer cutting the ice in half. Their first guys are very aggressive, but they're keeping a guy in the middle of the ice.
Free safety.
Kind of.
Yeah.
So now when Montreal is trying to stretch the play out and bump it to the weak side where there was nobody, there's a guy there now standing there saying, I got you. Thank you. And then the pressure in the defensive zone is they're playing a swarm defense down there. So basically, if there's 3 guys down in the corner, 5 guys are in on them. And they're daring Montreal to pass the puck to the point. And when they're passing to the point, the forwards are coming straight out in the shot line. So the defenseman, even though he has control of the puck, cannot get a clear view of the net, and they're blocking so many pucks and getting sticks on so many pucks that now he's looking for another play. So what started out as an opportunity to get a puck to the net, maybe some traffic to the net, it's turned into passing the puck to another spot, and all that's happening is Carolina at that point is readjusting their coverage, pressuring the puck, staying in the shot lane, and just taking away time and space. So Montreal right now, they do have opportunities to shoot the puck, but they're so Carolina's so in their head with their pressure that they actually don't believe they have the shot lane, which is crazy. I feel like a quarterback knowing the wide receiver's open, but feeling like it's a trick and hanging on for another one.
I'm not going to throw this.
Yeah.
Have you felt personally that it's specifically started at the top with a Nick Suzuki, somebody who's been getting dogged over the last 3 games in particular? Because obviously it's a wholesale problem here for the Canadiens, and you can do what you want if you're Martin St. Louis, try to reshuffle the deck, try to reshuffle the lines. But the bottom line is that when your linchpin isn't able to really get that traction going, it starts there and just trickles down.
Well, it's all those guys, too. Cole Caulfield.
Sure.
Nick Suzuki.
Thanks a lot, Jeremy.
Yeah, sorry about that. Blame the great one. Blame Wayne Gretzky.
Yeah, what was Wayne telling him in that lunch?
Wayne told him, I guess, not to shoot the puck, or only shoot it twice to screw over Carey.
Jeez.
We felt good going into the third period. We're like, 2 shots? All right, we got a whole third period to get 1 shot.
And they only got 3 shots
Oh, my
total.
God.
But, yeah, look at Carolina. You have to give them credit. They've been one of the best regular season teams for the last 3 or 4 years, and they've made it to the conference final 2 years in a row. They got beaten. This is the 3rd time they've made it there, and they've made some adjustments this time. They're playing very well. They're earning it. So as much as you want to talk about the Canadiens not doing what they're supposed to do, there's another team on the ice, and they're the biggest reason that Montreal is not successful. So Nick Suzuki, although you want him to be performing at a higher level, Cole Caulfield, I mean, take your pick of other guys that could be they're not able to. So this is where you tip your hat and you congratulate the Hurricanes so far on a great series. If I'm Martin St. Louis, and we're obviously up against elimination here, next game, I'm saying anytime we get across the blue line, put the puck on net. I don't care if it's the crappiest shot ever. Put it on net. We need to have the defensemen start turning to go get the puck. What happens when they turn is they turn their back on the opposing players. A team is most dangerous when their toes are pointing up the ice. When you get their toes back pointing towards the corners or their own end, now you have them in a compromised position. Right now, the way Montreal's playing, by coming into the zone and kicking it sideways, Carolina's never having to turn and go get pucks. So you're not helping yourself.
No, you've got Rod Brind'Amour obviously at the helm there, was catching more heat a couple of seasons ago, but the bottom line is that over the last few seasons, you've had a team whose structure obviously has been sound with that collective talent. But what's the biggest difference this year as far as maybe being able to overcome that hurdle, that hump, and what could push them to actually have that playoff success this season, Stanley Cup final-wise?
To me, it's the first time they've made an adjustment. So Rod the Bod, as much as he's been a great coach, he has always been under the impression of, we will force them to play our game. Our game will reign supreme. He realized quickly here that he got to make some changes. And he made a couple of very subtle changes, and I think they've assembled a much bigger Carolina team than they've had in the past, and they've always had speed. So now there are big bodies that are in the way, too. They're not these little water bugs zooming all over the ice. They've got some big bodies that are able to defend, that can move, like Keandre Miller on defense. That's a big body that can skate. You work your way through the line. Carrier is a big fourth liner. Played in Vegas, won a Stanley Cup in Vegas. We know him. He's a physical entity. Stahl's a big guy. Svechnikov's a big guy. Like, they've gotten, again, imagine that, size, Anthony. We talk about the Vegas Golden Knights and how they've assembled a large team for many years, and that the big, heavy teams that can move are winning these championships. Carolina finally moving in that direction, got a few big bodies, and is paying dividends.
Meanwhile, you got the Spurs and Thunder tonight. It'll be Game 6 in San Antonio, and the Spurs will need to win tonight if they're going to stave off elimination and advance to Game 7. We will have the game for you tonight right here on 101 ESPN. Pregame at 7, tip-off at 7:30. Now, Kerry, I know that you have been staunchly in OKC's corner.
Yeah.
You called that the Thunder would win this series. I don't know if you thought that it was going to be this tight. Maybe you did.
Well, I said they would win in 6.
Win in 6. Okay, so
tonight
you did.
would be the prediction for me.
Okay, so there you have it.
Yeah.
Obviously, you think the Thunder win.
I do. I think that, Victor Wembanyama has played outstanding. Game 1 was outstanding. But if you look at this series, the game that they won, the first game that they won in double overtime. Like, it took a lot. Victor had 40 and 20, 40 points, 20 rebounds. Like, he did everything that was needed to do in order to win that game. He looked a little tired in Game 5. He looked like he's been worn down. He spent a lot of time on the outside, taking long jumpers, missing a lot of threes.
Yep.
And it looks to me like in Game 1, we talked about it, Alex Caruso was guarding Victor Wembanyama. And if you put Alex Caruso on him a number of possessions, he's going to figure it out. They've changed the looks. They've given him different looks. They've had Chet on him. They've had Harvenstein on him. They've had multiple guys going after him. And I know, Bradford, you're a huge basketball fan. I love the Spurs. I think that they need that true point guard in order to kind of get to the point that they want to get to right now. They got a lot of athleticism. I love Castle. I love Vassell. I love all of the guys and all of the pieces. I think they have all of the pieces, but I think they still need like that true point guard before they get over the hump of making it to the NBA Finals. And I think the Thunder will take care of business tonight.
I'm with you there because even with a healthy De'Aaron Fox, does he strike you as the floor general type? He's not that guy, right?
Guard, yeah.
So long term, I'm not sure if that style jives with what you want to do with a Victor moving forward. Mm-hmm. As you stated, though, the biggest problem there down the stretch in game number 5, at least in the early portion when it was a game, the fact that you had him settling from the perimeter. But the collective effect, guys, we've seen it. This isn't somebody who is absolutely built from a muscular standpoint. Look, we know he's going to go into the lab this offseason. We understand he's going to improve in that capacity. But right now, the wear and tear, what he's asked to do, Carey, on a nightly basis for this team. In Oklahoma City, has weathered its fair share of injuries in this series, too. It's been very impressive. But at the end of the evening, what I'm looking for, what I'm expecting, frankly, on the road or not, SGA has been nails in closeout opportunities. You think about how he took down the Lakers, all right, in that elimination game. You think about what he did the previous round as well against Phoenix. When push comes to shove, even with if you're without Jalen Williams again tonight, he gets the job done, and it's a huge learning experience for San Antonio. Didn't honestly know if it would be taken to 6 games, but I do believe it ends this evening.
Yep.
I think we need to talk too about Jared McCain and how well he is. He stepped up in Game 4. He scores 20, and a lot of people are talking about McCain as if he's some feel-good story, but I don't think this is luck. This is exactly what the NBA has become. The league doesn't care anymore if you're a traditional point guard. I mean, if you can, you could be a wing, you can be a combo guard, or whatever label that you want, and McCain kind of fits into that. Can you make decisions? Can you create space? Can you punish defenses? Can you survive defensively? And that is what McCain has done. He goes barely part of a rotation, suddenly starting in the Western Conference Finals, and he dropped 20. I think, Carey, and you know the league better than I do, 10 years ago, I think a player like that would have been hidden. Mm-hmm. But today, if you can hoop, you can play.
Yeah, I think he got an opportunity. He got traded earlier this year. But he's a guy, I think they weren't getting enough offensively from Lou Dort. Lou Dort is he's going to play hard. He's a bulldog. He's going to play hard defense. He can knock down shots, but he's not the offensive talent of a Jared McCain. And McCain came in, started that game, started off slow in the first half, but picked it up in the second half and really was kind of the catalyst for getting everything going. And SGA just did what SGA does. If he's playing at the top of his game, getting to the foul line, knocking down the mid-range jumper, and then getting the three-pointers when those are taken, when those are open, the OKC Thunder are going to win this series tonight.
Well, you can listen to it right here on 101 ESPN, starting with the pregame show at 6:30. Again, the puck drop. Tip-off will be at 7:30. They don't drop a puck in basketball, guys.
They don't.
No, they
could. It just wouldn't.
Right.
It would just
make
sit
sense.
there.
Kind of weird. That's all.
Yeah.
But
no,
they would probably shoot it more than the Canadians do. So
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Not wrong.
Yeah, I have more faith in both the Spurs and Thunder shooting more than the Habs have.
Wemby's going to be a big presence in front of the net.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Yeah, and he's willing to get to the dirty areas.
I've heard that.
Unlike some. Spurs, Thunder, pregame, 7 o'clock, tip-off at 7:30 right here on 101 ESPN. Bradford Bruns in for Andrew Marsh, and Bradford has what's trending for you next.
101 ESPN is powered by Kaufman Townsley, St. Louis's injury lawyers. Call 314-777-7777.
That's 314-777-7777.
Tomorrow night at the Dome. That's right, Dome at America Center. 7 o'clock kickoff between our Battlehawks and the Dallas Renegades. Last regular season game, last home game for the Battlehawks. And it's Battlehawks Kids Day, where young fans can take flight, rule the turf. You can sign up, in fact, for the Battlehawks Kids Club and get a chance to rule the turf during the pregame. But when it comes to the pregame party, That will all happen on the Plaza on Friday evening. So you can head out there between 4 and 6:30 to the Plaza, hang out with Archie. And by the way, Archie bobblehead for the first 10,000 fans, courtesy of Renewal by Anderson. You could try the new 360 photo booth, challenge yourself in the QB toss. Again, it's all happening between 4 and 6:30 before tomorrow night's Battlehawks game, which kicks off at 7 o'clock. If you want to grab one of their combos, the Combo, your ticket to Game Day Flavor includes a ticket, a hot dog, chips, and a drink for $30. You can ticket, hot dog, chips, and a drink for $30. You can feed the flock for Battlehawks football. Just visit UFLBattlehawks.com for details. Again, UFLBattlehawks.com for details.
Canadiens and Hurricanes. Pre-game at 6:30. Puck drop at 7. The NHL playoffs are on. 101 ESPN. 101 ESPN. Sports Center.
Redbirds nab a breather. Good afternoon. Bradford Bruns with you for a Sports Center update brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling. Following yesterday's 2-1 loss at American Family Field, the Cardinals off today before commencing that 3-game set downtown against the Chicago Cubs. Tomorrow night, first pitch set for 7:15 as the pitching matchup will be Kyle Leahy taking on Shota Imanaga. As for those Cubs, they have lost 9 of their past 10 games. Tonight on 101 ESPN, we have game number 6 of the Western Conference Finals. OKC, the defending NBA champion, looking to close out the Spurs. San Antonio lost by 13 in the previous game. Tomorrow, it is all about that pivotal game 5 on the NHL side. Eastern Conference Final with Carolina looking to take care of business against Montreal. The Sports Center update has been brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling, a Daikin heating and air conditioning dealer.
2 former pros and 1 average Joe. You're listening to The Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. What are the hot topics in the sports world?
What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
Here's what's trending.
And welcome back into the Fast Lane on a Thursday afternoon in the Lou. Bradford Bruns, Jamie Rivers, Carey Davis, and Anthony Stalter with you. Gentlemen, we'll start it off with the Diamond today. As Jamie, we were talking about it during the break. As a matter of fact, Major League Baseball has formally proposed a hard cap and floor system. We knew this would be coming, obviously with the give and take from yesterday. But for the first time in more than 3 decades, interesting financial numbers being thrown around here.
Yeah, I'm actually happy that both sides have already started the dialogue, because this has been a standoff. We've known, like in the past, there's no dialogue whatsoever, and then all of a sudden there's just a lockout. Mm-hmm. Like, we're not doing this. I think the players and the owners realize that right now baseball, the numbers are trending in the right direction. People are liking to watching baseball, going to the ballpark. Like it's showing a nice uptick. So here I was a little surprised. We saw what the players were proposing, and nowhere in their offer was there anything even close to a hard salary cap. We expected that. What I didn't expect was the owners did come back with a proposed hard cap. That was expected. But what I didn't expect was a good offer from the owners. And so, reported by Jesse Rogers of ESPN, he said MLB proposed a hard salary cap of $245.3 million and a salary floor of $171.2 million. And Kerry, do you still have that list pulled up?
Yes.
Okay, can you do me a favor? I think it's like there's 10 teams, I believe, in Major League Baseball that are currently over that number. But there's 2 or 3 of them that they could sharpen their pencil and get under it. So really the dynamic is like the top 6 or 7 teams that are way beyond it. Like the Dodgers are way beyond it. So that would be an interesting scenario to see how they get it whittled down. But go to the bottom.
The very bottom?
How many teams are spending $171 million or under it?
Under $170 million?
Yeah.
1, the Reds, the Athletics, the Brewers, the Pirates, the Rockies, the Twins, Nationals, Cardinals, White Sox, Rays, Cleveland Guardians, and Miami Marlins.
So more than 7, right?
Yes.
Okay. So if I'm the owners...
I think that was 11 teams.
If I'm the owners, this is what I'm trying to tell the players. There's only a small percentage of you that make the huge money. Mm-hmm. The rest of you are getting screwed because of those 11 teams. Mm-hmm. They're not even willing to spend to the floor we've suggested. So as a league, we're already recognizing that they're out of line.
Yeah.
So if we can get those 11 teams to spend $171 million or more, that means more players overall are making more money. Mm-hmm. Now, some of the top-end guys will be capped at a certain point because, hey, we're at the 245, or I don't think it'll stay there. I think it'll go up a little bit. There'll be some negotiation here. But I was very surprised to see the owners actually give like a legitimate offer. I thought we were going to play that game of like, hard cap at 145 million,
right,
and floor at whatever, like just a joke offer.
Yeah,
this is a very good starting point.
I agree. I think that this is this seems to be in good faith. Now, maybe we're not getting the whole picture here. Maybe somebody from the player side would be like, yeah, no, this is what's really going on. This is why they're doing X, Y, and Z.
Sure everybody's going to do that, though. I've been a part of that several times.
But from our standpoint, from the outside looking in, it does seem like a very competitive first offer and something that the two sides can at least work off of.
Yeah.
So
I think it's good.
Owners.
Yeah. I think it's a good job. Like you said, it impacts more of the players that are on the lower end. And when you're talking about the higher end players, you're talking about a handful of guys where more guys are making less than, those handful of guys are making. So I do think it does. It is a step in the right direction. Now, to Jamie's point, what are the underlying factors? What are some of the things that are in the agreement? And I still believe that Major League Baseball does not want a salary cap. Because if you're in a market where you can get whatever you want, why would I ever go against that? Now, again, it's the entire MLB, all of the players that are be voting on it and making a decision on it. But
that doesn't happen.
That does not happen.
That does not happen.
That's one of the things.
Well, you'll vote, but your vote don't count. Trust me.
Or they'll have a vote when everyone isn't there. That's one of the ways.
They'll just have a vote of everyone that's on the board, and all the board members are like 100+ million players.
Yeah. So
yeah.
There are interesting things that take place, but I do believe, I agree with Jamie, it is a step in the right direction for MLB.
A legitimate start, or so it would seem from a collective bargaining standpoint. Now, talking about production that is legitimate at the minor league level, guys, we've talked about the Cardinals' recent struggles at the plate altogether. Well, there's somebody who just continues to tear it up down for the Memphis Redbirds. Joshua Baez, we talked about him a couple of weeks ago with our guy Alex Coyle, the play-by-play man for Memphis. He now has gone yard twice in back-to-back games, 4 homers over the last 2 contests. That noise is getting a little louder, but do you think he can do enough to force the hand of the front office, say, before the All-Star break?
Is Baez already on the 40-man roster?
On the 40-man right
good.
now.
That's good.
Yeah, here's the deal. If he cuts down on the strikeouts, I think we'll see him before the All-Star break.
Yeah, he has more than 60 already.
He's got 67 on the season.
Is that a lot?
That's a lot.
Oh, okay.
We complain about Nolan Gorman, so let's just do this here. In 183 at-bats, Joshua Baez has 68 strikeouts. Nolan Gorman, who people can't stand because of the strikeouts at the major league level, Gorman in 175 plate appearances has 58 strikeouts. So in fewer at-bats, not plate appearances, at-bats, in 8 fewer at-bats, Gorman has 9 fewer strikeouts. And we all think like Gorman is striking out at just this historic rate. Alarming rate. Baez, 67 Ks in 183 at-bats. That's at the minor league level. So until he cuts down on the strikeouts, I don't think that this is a reality that he comes up with an opportunity to stay up. Cup of coffee, somebody gets hurt, maybe they give him a couple of at-bats for a week. That's a possibility, but in terms of him staying up and getting a long look, he's got to cut down on the strikeouts first.
Yeah, 15 homers at the minor league level, but again, at that level too. How does it translate? Everybody talks about the sheer power and the speed and that athleticism. Now, the picture does get that much more cloudy in a week or so when it comes to Lars Nootbaar, but we'll get to that later.
Nice tease there, Bradford. All right, Bradford runs in for Andrew Marsh, Kerry Davis, Jamie Rivers, and Anthony Stalter. It's the Fast Line on 101 ESPN. Kerry Davis is about to blow his top. That's next on 101 ESPN.
You can now watch 101 ESPN live on our Air Alliance Team Studio Cams. Catch every show live on our YouTube channel or at 101ESPN.com. 101 ESPN Studio Cams.
Presented by the Air Alliance Team Heating and Cooling. Getting the job done quickly, correctly, 100% of the time.
This is the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN.
I've said this for a long time to our president. I've been a huge advocate that if we can't find rules that everybody plays by, then we should play our own. I'm not afraid of that. I'm not afraid to break away and say that our conference is strong enough to go out and play. I mean, like, if we could actually function and it financially would make our programs more stable and we could support things financially, I'm talking about all the sports, and do by our own rules, I'd be all for that.
So that was Kirby Smart of Georgia, of course, head coach of Georgia, on all things SEC. That's where the audio came from. It's the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN with Kerey Davis, Jamie Rivers, Anthony Stalter. Speaking of Kerey Davis, I mentioned I think Kerry's going to absolutely blow his top. So here is Greg Sankey, the commissioner of the SEC, on, he's just talking about his conference, Kerry.
If you look at the entirety of our league, we are by far the most competitive, the strongest football league, by far. But you're going to lose games when it's close and competitive like that. So why have they surpassed us? It's an oddball. It's bounced a couple times the wrong way. Indiana was pretty dominant in the Rose Bowl last year. A lot of other games you look pretty close margin, and we've been the beneficiary on those. But in a competitive environment, the margins are going to be thin, and we've come up on the short end. And I can assure you that everyone in this league is trying to figure out how to come up on the top end of that in the future. But I think from a big picture, the breadth, the depth of this league stands alone. In fact, we saw metrics out of the college football playoff presentation where there's no doubt we're the strongest league. Now, there's some segments of other leagues that are towards where we are, but not nearly the entirety of a conference like the Southeastern Conference. It's a pretty special place.
I mean, the man ain't wrong.
What is he supposed to say? I mean, you can twist things any way you want to. I think I had to laugh because it was kind of humorous at one point.
Which part did you find humorous,
All
Kerry?
of it, man. Like, he just sounds like a guy that's hanging on, that's swimming, just trying to hold on. Come on, man. Like, you watch football? Sankey? Mr. Sankey, do you watch ball? No? Your conference is not the greatest conference. And I've said this on a number of occasions, and people, have always confused me or have often said that I have SEC hate, right? I think when you open a season with preseason rankings and you have teams that you assume are already really good teams and you rank them at a certain level, then your answer the entire season, well, they played this ranked team or they played this ranked team. There are teams that are ranked to begin a season that should not be ranked at all. Mm-hmm. And we saw that last year. Texas was one. Penn State was one. Like, you need a few weeks to – every season is different. And the thing I said this time and time again, I love what Curt Cignetti said about his team last year. Well, this team has never played here. Like, this team has never lost to this team. This team specifically is a different team than any other team that has been here before. So – each season is a new season. So if you're basing your rankings solely off of last year's team, and last year's team is vastly different from this year's team, your rankings can be flawed. And that's essentially, in my opinion, how we go into the season every year and have so many SEC teams ranked, and that impacts the entire season. So are they the best conference? Hell no. They ain't won a championship in 3 years. This has been trending in this direction for a number of years now.
So why do people still feel that way, Kerry?
Because
No. It's a real question, because you are right. Some of the best teams in the nation, in fact, the national champion, is in a different conference, is in the Big Ten.
Yeah.
And yet everybody's still, I could be wrong, I feel like a lot of people just blanket go, yeah, well, SEC, that's where it's at.
Mm-hmm. I think it has more to do with what they have been, and when I say what they have been, I'm specifically talking about Alabama, I'm talking about Georgia, and LSU. Those are the top three teams in that conference year after year after year. I don't hear anybody talking, beating on the table for Mississippi State. Ain't never heard it. I ain't never heard nobody beating on the table for Vanderbilt until the last couple of years when they've had really good teams. Nobody says anything about Kentucky unless it's damn basketball season and we're talking John Calipari. Like, nobody gives a damn about those programs, but they'll tell you how great they are in comparison to other programs. And I just don't believe that to be true. the same way you look at Vanderbilt in years past is probably the same way you look at Northwestern, same way you look at Mississippi State, same way you look at some of the other programs in the Big Ten. But nobody considers, like, Vanderbilt, Kentucky, or Mississippi State will probably never win a national championship. Indiana just did. Mm-hmm. And that's where we are in college football, in my opinion. I just think things have shifted, and sometimes, sometimes people don't want to let go, man.
Well, I think it's funny, too, and we just heard the audio from Greg Sankey, but Greg Sankey talks about metrics but doesn't cite any metrics.
None.
And that's what you do when you're trying to just look over here, or you're trying to prove a point that you really it comes from your gut and and just your opinion, but it's not stated in any sort of facts. So it's just I've seen metrics before. It says the SEC is the best, so we're the best. What metrics are you referring to, Greg? Nah, just metrics.
Kenny Atkinson's metrics.
Right, exactly. I mean, that is what essentially he did there. Now, to Kerry's point about what else are you going to say? He's the commissioner of the SEC, so of course he's going to present his conference in the best possible light. But when the last, how many now, Kerry?
3 years.
Three champions have come out of a different conference.
Have come out of one other conference.
Yeah, that's kind of tough.
Yeah.
So,
but I mean, sometimes it's hard to let things go, Anthony. Mm-hmm. It's hard to watch it die in front of you, and it's okay, man. I get it.
And it's not dead.
It's dying,
Well, I don't think it's dying.
It's dying.
I think this is where your Big Ten bias starts to
leak out. Here we go.
Dying.
It might not be number one anymore.
Definitely not number one anymore.
Maybe more stuck in neutral. But it's not a shocker whatsoever. Kerry, when you're talking about somebody who is not necessarily the face of the league, but he's the commissioner, he's somebody who is the one power broker there among the major conferences, who's still also resistant to that notion of expanding the college football playoff. And that goes to the next point here, because at the SEC spring session, all these different questions are surrounding, okay, how about expansion? How about this and that? You have Georgia saying, we could go rogue. The SEC can do what it wants. My question is, what is the actual appetite from people when you're no longer talking about, it's this holier-than-thou conference, and I associate myself with it. I will admit that. But the appetite for what has been proposed, an SEC-only college football playoff. Hey, we have enough on our own. We have enough of our own devices. We can basically go forward with this. The heck with everybody else.
They should go do it and crown themselves champions like Central Florida did. Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Play yourselves, man. And do it. Have fun. But then also remember, you're probably going to be playing yourselves in other sports as well, because if you do that, the other conferences are going to be like, the hell with that. We're not going to play you in basketball. We're not going to play you in baseball. We're not going to play you in softball. We're not going to play you in golf. We're not going to play you in tennis. So have at it. If that's what the SEC, if that's the elitist mindset that they have, which is part of why I feel the way that I feel and have continued to feel the way that I feel about SEC, is because it's an elitist mindset, and it's not. Yes, they have very good players. They have great players. They always have. They have led the team. They have led the NFL draft in draft picks year after year. It's awesome. Mm-hmm. But the shift has changed in terms of the teams that are moving, and the players are moving from the SEC as well. They're going to different places. So, but the SEC can hold on as long as they want to, man. You can hold on and hope that it makes a turnaround. Maybe it will. It probably won't, though. That's my opinion.
It just means more, but a little less now.
It means
a little less nowadays.
It means a lot less.
All right, wide receiver, kick returner Gary Jennings Jr. will join us next. He's the Battle Hawks have just clinched a playoff spot, and the wide receiver / kick returner will join us next to talk about it here on 101 ESPN.
We want to hear from you. Use the Scott Lee Mic Drop feature on the 101 mobile app. Give us your opinion on anything St. Louis sports with a mic drop.
Brought to you by the Scott Lee Heating Company.
FanDuel is giving better payouts on same-game parlays all NBA playoffs, along with more ways to build and more value every time you play. You can stack your picks your way for every game, every matchup, every moment, from spreads to player points to threes and more. Build it all into one same-game parlay and go for bigger payouts. And tonight, you got the OKC Thunder taking on the Spurs in San Antonio, trying to close it out. Will they be able to? Maybe you want to take Stephon Castle over 15 points scored, Victor Wembanyama over 25 points scored, and maybe Julian Champagnie over in three-pointers made. That's a same-game parlay that could work out for you. So if you're betting same-game parlays this NBA season, bet them on FanDuel. More options, better payouts, all playoffs long. Head to FanDuel.com/local to get started. FanDuel, an official partner of the NBA. Play your game. Must be 21 plus and present in Missouri. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
WXOS HD1 East St. Louis 101 ESPN is driven by Brown and Crouppen Law Firm. Strap yourself in. You're in the fast lane on 101 ESPN.
ESPN 302, your time check is brought to you by Clarkson Jewelers, an officially licensed Rolex jeweler with Kerry Davis and Jamie Rivers. I'm Anthony Stalter. Let's head to the Collier and Thompson phone line. We're joined by Battlehawks wide receiver and kick returner Gary Jennings Jr. What's up, Gary? How are you?
What's going on, guys? Happy Thursday.
Yeah, happy Thursday to you, too. First of all, congratulations on punching a ticket to the playoffs. I'm sure that was an exciting time. What was the locker room like after you guys won?
I mean, it was an amazing atmosphere, but we're not satisfied. We're not done yet. We got a home field advantage at clinch this weekend, so that's what we're looking forward to doing.
What's it been like, Gary, to step into this offense led by Ricky Prohl and the staff, and obviously it's a new offense, and I think Ricky Prohl had a lot of great things to say about you guys at the start of the season. How do you feel like that offense is starting to materialize?
I mean, we just have so many weapons across the board, from our run game to just a variety of different pass catchers, from Akeem to Steve-O to Jacor. We have so many different guys. We guys have guys like Jarvion and Kevon and Kylan in the backfield. So, these guys are toting the rock. We're passing the ball around. We feel very balanced. And, we have Luis leading us right now, and he's a vet. He has a lot of vet experience. So he's really being a pro about it, and we're looking to take it all the way.
Gary, tell me about your head coach, Ricky Prohl. He played the same. He doesn't play anymore. He's a little bit older now, but he played the same position as you. I'm sure he has some keys, some things that maybe you learned from listening to him or talking to him. What are some of the things that you've learned just under his tutelage for this season?
Well, we'll say Coach Pro, he still looks good.
He can't go no more. Gary, he can't go no more.
I think he could. But yeah, like just the amount of knowledge that Coach Pro has, he gives that player perspective first of all, as far as our job assignments and what we have to do. So it's quite literally gold. Him being in our receiver rooms, in our meeting rooms as an offense, and accomplishing what we have to do.
Gary, your first stint with the Battlehawks here, I'm sure people talked about playing here in St. Louis and the Dome and the great fan support. But now having lived it for a season, what's it been like to be a St. Louis Battlehawk, specifically at home games?
I mean, obviously it's the biggest home field advantage across the league by far. And that's really what we're playing for, when we go out there tomorrow. We're looking forward to the best fans and the whole league. And honestly, I think it rivals a lot of different other sports teams as well. But as far as from an environment and energy standpoint, we look forward to coming home every single time. And logistically, it just makes sense for us as well. Coming from Dallas and whatnot as well. It's only an hour-long flight, so we're playing for a lot. We're playing for the best fans in this whole thing, and we're playing for just an energetic environment that is really second to none.
Gary, prior to your first stint with the Battlehawks, you had an opportunity with the Chiefs and off-season work, and you were there for a little while. What did you gain from learning and working with Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid? Was there anything that you took away from those experiences and that you carry with you today?
I mean, 100%. I guess the biggest thing, working with a guy like Patty is that you have to be ready for the ball at all times. Literally, you could be on the whole opposite side of the field, and he could chuck that thing and get it there to you. So, and I would literally say too, Coach Reid, he was one of the best people I've been around, and just that whole offense. I take a lot of parts of my game and what I've learned from that offense as well. So that was a great experience.
Gary, now to talk about the important things. Okay, let's talk about beast games a little bit here. All right, buddy?
Whoa.
I see. You got the excuse away from training camp, and you go and you're a part of these beast games, which have become very, very popular. Just take us behind the curtain a little bit. I mean, I've always kind of been fascinated with these reality shows and what goes into it, and what did you enjoy about doing it?
Well, first of all, I must preface, this was not Beast Games. I thought it was Beast Games going into it, but it quite literally was not Beast Games. It ended up being a part of his whole YouTube brand, his YouTube channel. And, it was a video. I mean, I could talk about it now. It was basically a video of this girl that I met like 3 years ago. We didn't talk in 3 years either. And I get to this island and with 5 other dudes. and it was 6 exes on an island with this one chick.
Oh, wow.
Oh, man. That's not awkward at all.
So they okey-doked me basically into getting me on this whole thing on this island in Panama. But it was a unique experience. It ended up being really cool. The dudes are cool, and honestly, it ended up being really a guy's trip, and she kind of pissed her off a little bit. She wasn't really too happy that we weren't necessarily acknowledging her at certain points, but overall, it was a chill experience. I should have really won the thing. I'm not gonna lie, I should have really won the thing.
Wow. So had you won, was it if you won, was it money or did you get the girl?
So I guess the name of the game was there's 6 exes, and every 5 days she has to eliminate one person. And the last person, we have the choice as a guy to either split $250K, ended up being $300K, but to either split $300K or take the whole thing. So basically, she had to pick the guy that she trusted the most. And
a silly girl.
There's a bunch of different. Yeah, I know, crazy, right? Crazy. I guess you could say, she didn't pick me, so she picked right.
You'd have took that $300K, huh?
You'd have blown a hamstring running away with that thing.
Yeah, I would have ran fast. Don't worry. Dinner's on me. But yeah,
wow, that had to be quite an experience to think that you're doing one thing only to find out that it's completely different. So, were you initially ticked off to know that you've been kind of duped?
I mean, this whole time leading up to this whole experience, like I'm spamming like the Beast games or whatever on Amazon Prime. So I'm watching all of season 2. I'm trying to get my brain moving,
sharpen up your game a little bit,
and remember puzzles and all that. So I'm like, dang, they're training my mind to be in an environment like this. So when I get to the place, it's in it was in Panama, a different country. I'm analyzing everything. I'm thinking there's going to be like 200 different people here. I'm trying to figure out alliances, how I should play things. I'm talking with other people, like how should I go about this, X, Y, Z. And I get there, and first of all, I'm not seeing a whole lot of people, and I get on this. They basically shuttle us on this van. There's only 6 guys inside, so I'm like, dang. All right, there must be a whole lot of vans. I'm like, dang, there must be a whole lot of vans in this thing. So, they van us from where they had us staying that night before to we went on a puddle skipper plane still, and this whole process we're blindfolded too. By the way,
wow.
Oh man, I forgot to mention that. Right?
Oh my goodness, dude, anxiety levels high.
Yeah, so from like 8 o'clock in the morning from the elevator, we were blindfolded on a van, plane to the island, to another van, to another villa. Then so we were blindfolded for about like 2.5, 3 hours.
Oh
my goodness,
jeez.
Anxiety would have kicked in.
No kidding.
Yeah. So finally, it's they walk us on one by one to the beach, and you hear Mr. B's voice over the. Well, he's right there, not over anything, but you hear Mr. B's voice like, yeah, like you can take your blindfold off in a few minutes. Then finally, all right, take your blindfold off. I look to my left, and there's like these 5 random dudes. I'm like, all right, like okay. Then he's like, all right, now look to your right. It said, it's a chick. I'm like, okay. And like I said, like my first reaction was, all right, like I know, like I remember, like it's probably just coincidence. Like I know her, she knows me. Like low key, I have an in, so I was like keeping that on low. Then I'm like, wait a minute, like you guys know her too? Oh,
you were hoping it wasn't Markovich, were
you? Y'all got me one of those.
That's amazing.
And the whole background like of it, like they're all like basically I was the only person that hasn't been in one of the like they've been on like Temptation Island, Love Island, kind of those reality kind of shows. So I'm like over here navigating this whole experience like dang, like are you guys actually like this? Like personality-wise, are you guys playing a part? Like I'm trying to just analyze the first few days and just trying to navigate basically how I'm going to, for lack of a better term, I guess weasel my way in and how to get this money as far as from a relationship standpoint because I hadn't talked to her in 3 years. And but
that ship has sailed.
It definitely sailed, but my, I guess, angle was I made sure that they knew that they needed me on basically on this campsite. So the whole time, no electricity, no phones, we ate canned tuna, canned chicken, rice. We were cooking over a fire the whole time.
Wow.
And it was funny. So I was the most, I think clearly, I was the most physically able person there. So,
football player, I'm sure.
Yeah, no, right.
Professional athlete.
They weren't too happy at the. They weren't too happy at the like athletic competitions. They thought it was unfair, so they made sure the script writers changed up a few things. But
this is insane.
What call it? But yeah, so it's actually funny. I actually did something real funny. I'll add in a short, quick thing. We have to get firewood every single day because we would cook on it, all that. And after like the third day of like fourth day, really not eating real food, like you could notice your energy levels start to decline if you didn't eat, especially with it being hot, like when you're at the equator. So all in all, firewood's important. I'm the main person getting this firewood. So basically when it would come close to elimination days, I would just stop getting firewood.
Yeah, playing chess, not checkers.
Let them fall out.
I would just stop getting firewood. And so they're like, so when dinner time would come around, they're like, dang, like we need more firewood. And I would strategically, like sometimes in the morning, I would walk by some big logs, past like specifically really her, but like everyone. So like, dang, like Gary's really the one kind of like carrying this camp. So
they had to keep you.
Whenever that did, but yeah. So fast forward when dinner time or whatever would come around, those elimination, like close to those elimination days. Yeah, they'd be like, yeah, like getting firewood's kind of hard. So I think we kind of like need Gary here around.
I love
smart,
it,
Gary.
Yeah, so like it worked till like day 3, or not day 3. Till I was up in the top 3, which was close enough, but it was funny.
Wow,
that's awesome.
That's an awesome experience, man.
Gary, we're just glad you made it back in one piece.
I know. Me too, because like I didn't have my phone for 3 weeks, and I don't know. I don't know what wellness checks. I came back to a lot of funny stuff.
Oh man, your family had to be terrified. Like, where the hell's Gary?
I will say that I don't know, they gave a few very happy wellness checks. Like Gary is thriving. I don't know. It's almost like things are going too well. Like, but that was funny.
Wow.
It was funny. But they gave a few wellness checks. They actually texted my parents if I could swim.
Jeez.
if I could swim. So
that's a good thing to know, I guess.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, so they're like, but Dad's like, yeah, like I don't know if he's breaking any records, but he can hold his own.
Gary, that's awesome.
Gary, we didn't intend to talk about that, but you know what? This has been one of the more entertaining interviews I think we've ever done.
Absolutely.
So we appreciate you. Go get them tomorrow night, and we'll certainly be watching, and hopefully you guys can secure home field advantage throughout the UFL playoffs.
You know, that's the goal. That's what we're looking to do.
Excellent. All right. Good luck, Gary.
Appreciate you guys.
Thank you.
Good luck, buddy.
That's Gary Jennings Jr. All I keep picturing is like them asking the parents, "Hey, can he swim?
Why?
Can he yeah, why?
Why? Where's my baby?
Where's the
What are you
where's
doing?
the note that's cut out of all of the magazine? Like the letters are cut out of the magazine. We have Gary.
We have Gary now.
Yeah.
Guys, I got to admit, I did not have that on my bingo card.
No.
When we went into this, and Bradford gave us a little note here, and I thought, maybe he's going to just downplay it. Oh, yeah, it was fun.
Yeah.
No, man. I love the
They
stories.
kidnapped Gary and
kidnapped him. Like he had no clue.
He had no clue. Took his phone.
Gave him a wrong.
They made him fly on a plane blindfolded.
And told him a different thing that he was going to be doing. And then when he gets there, you look like, imagine you're there with 6 other guys and all of your
and a girl that you know.
Right.
Like, that's why I said, aren't you lucky it wasn't Maury Povich?
Jeez, man.
You are not the father.
Oh, man.
That would stress me out.
That's pretty twisted. But yeah, he was blindfolded for a couple of hours.
Yeah.
Yeah, no thanks.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that was Gary Jennings Jr., the wide receiver and kick returner for the
that was hilarious.
St. Louis Battlehawks.
Now you know more about our Battlehawks.
Yeah, right. Right, no kidding. By the way, tomorrow night, the Battlehawks and the Renegades will play the final regular season game. It's at the Dome. It's 7 o'clock. They got a pregame party going on between 4 and 6:30 at the Plaza. So a lot of good stuff going on. UFLBattlehawks.com for details and for tickets. All right. It's a Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. Who is the real Dustin May? We've seen multiple versions of Dustin May this season for the Cardinals. Who do we buy into the most? That's next on 101 ESPN.
Get social with 101 ESPN. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, X, Threads, Blue Sky, and YouTube at 101 ESPN.
Cheap, fun. Let's get dirty with my friends over at Dirt Cheap, St. Louis's one-stop party shop. Huge selection of anything that you want over there. They've got friendly service and great prices. Let's remember, the name Dirt Cheap is the price, not the product. You can stock up for all of the graduation parties that everybody's going through right now, the weekend stuff. You can stock up and take it to the lake, whatever you're doing. Dirt Cheap has got you covered. I went in there the other day and checked out the bourbons. They have all of the best bourbons sitting right there, and they're all priced accordingly. Picked up a couple of bottles, got it home, and was able to enjoy some of that on the outdoor patio. And Dirt Cheap, really, the service is fantastic. They also have a great rewards program. Just get online and download the Dirt Cheap app, and every dollar spent at Dirt Cheap earns you points to use in store. And along with that, you can check out current events that are coming up. There's in-store specials. There's also tastings that are available. And they also have raffles from time to time with allocated bourbons. All of that you can find on the Dirt Cheap app. For more information, visit dirtcheapfunfun.com. Again, that's dirtcheapfunfun.com. Whatever your tastes, you will find it at Dirt Cheap. And remember to have fun, but please be careful out there.
Nominate yourself to be the Morning After Listener of the Month, and you could be selected and score a Form Energy prize pack. Sign up now at 101ESPN.com or TMASTL.com. The TMA Listener of the Month Club is presented by Form Energy. We do the work. Don't slow down. You're in the fast lane on 101 ESPN.
Will the real Dustin May please stand up? The Cardinals starter has had an up and down season, to say the least. He held Milwaukee hitless yesterday through 7 innings, but the Brewers ultimately completed a dramatic sweep at American Family Field. May fanned a season-high 9 batters through only 87 pitches, so he was incredibly efficient. He was incredibly economic. 62 of those pitches, Bradford, went for strikes.
Oh, yeah.
He came in, though, with an ERA of 5 and has lost 4 of his last 5 starts. Now, that's not all on Dustin May, obviously. The wins and loss record for a pitcher, especially for a bullpen, but also for a starter. Obviously, there's a lot of factors that go into that. You could pitch incredibly well, go 7 innings, give up 1 hit, but that 1 hit's a home run. You get no run support, and you lose the game. So the win-loss record, one of the worst ways to measure how good a pitcher is actually doing, quite frankly.
Sure.
But, again, nonetheless, Cardinals have lost 4 of his last 5 starts through 11 appearances. Does May represent the Cardinals' biggest enigma? I would say so. I don't know if there's, at least in the starting rotation, if there's one bigger than Dustin May. Maybe Matthew Liberatore, but we also kind of got the picture of him. Kyle Leahy struggled to start. He's been pretty steady of late. Mm-hmm. Andre Palante might be your most consistent starter outside of Michael McGreevy. So those 2 guys, we know what we're getting. Dustin May, I think, is the biggest enigma. You don't quite know what you're going to get. And to answer the question, which version of Dustin May is the real one, I don't know.
Yeah, but is he an enigma now because...
Is he? No. Izzy's awesome.
Is he? What I meant was, is it based upon his stint with the Cardinals or overall?
I say this just the Cardinals.
Okay, so that changes it. For me, it does. Because the way he's pitching right now is kind of what I thought... it's what I thought he was going to be. I know he had his injuries and he had some things in the past and whatnot.
Sure.
But he profiled to be what we've seen recently, not at the start of the season. So for me, it's not that much of an enigma situation. For me, it's somebody who found their game. This is where he's supposed to be. That's my take on it.
Sure.
Well, yesterday was the ideal version because I know you guys were in and out, obviously monitoring the action during the course of the show. But what was strikingly different, aside from the efficiency, and you did get 7+ innings. He was the first starter, for crying out loud, guys, on the staff this season to work more than 7 frames in a game. But he throws 87 pitches. He fans 9. And interestingly, he was going up in the zone. He was elevating that fastball. Now, the velo ticked up, but he was getting Milwaukee to offer at as much too. Now, to what do you attribute that? Milwaukee actually has a league low in home runs, which is surprising. But by the same token, the movement was there. The velocity has really been there for the better part of this season. The chase rate has left something to be desired, but I do wonder how many different versions are you going to see? Because at first, it was a matter of command or lack thereof. And then you were relying a little more on the sinker, inducing more ground balls, getting it down in the zone. But the most electric version of Dustin May, provided that he still can be that guy, the glimpses you saw back in the LA days before everything basically broke down, that was the best version you saw. Now, can you continue to carry that over? That remains to be seen.
Yeah, and if you look at some of the advanced metrics, I won't bore everybody, but his ERA, for example, is 4.57. So he lowered it from 5 going into coming out of yesterday's game and lowered to 4.57. The expected ERA is 3.82. Now, I realize that you can't just say, well, the expected number, that's what it is, and that's what it's going to be. But it does paint a picture of if the expected ERA is a 3.82 and he's got a 4.57, there's some batted ball luck that's in play here. And by luck, I mean he's been unlucky when it comes to batted balls in play. The fielding independent percentage is a 3.54, and the expected at fielding independent percentage is 4.04. So no matter what advanced metric you look at, his ERA should be lower than what it is. So that's the good news. If you look at his strikeout rate compared to what it was, or what his career number is, it's a 7.52 to an 8.14. So the strikeout rate's a little bit lower. The walk rate, though, is also lower. It's a 2.51 compared to his career mark of 3.04. So I guess we can answer the question of which version of Dustin May should we see moving forward based on the advanced metrics, more of maybe not what we saw yesterday because that was his best start since 2023.
True.
But more of what we've seen over his last 3 to 4 starts compared to his first 3 to 4 starts. I think we're going to get, if he stays healthy, the better version of Dustin May from here on out, based on those advanced metrics.
This is what I expected of him. I mean, maybe not no-hit ball into the 8th inning,
sure,
but I expected him to have really good outings, perform really well, and be the ace of this staff. And I think he is I don't know who the ace is. I don't know if that's a term that gets overused, if it even matters for the players. I don't know that they care, but I thought that's what he would be for this team and this organization this season. And I'm looking forward to seeing his next start because I thought that was a really good outing he had against Milwaukee. It's a shame that he lost the game. It's a shame that he didn't get the win in that game, I should say, and that the team lost that game. So hopefully his next outing he'll get the run support. He'll have the hits, the number of hits down as well, like he did this game, and you can start to kind of rally them off those types of starts over and over at each opportunity you get.
How far do you guys think one start in isolation yesterday, and obviously if you're the Cardinals, you're certainly hoping that he can parlay that momentum moving forward into the next few months, but how much can one start like that, the best version of May, a version we haven't seen in quite some time, frankly, maybe change the perception league-wide, because he had been for a while going winless, of course, in the month of May. We understand that. Had really been treading water by and large. But when you get a glimpse like that, and you see the plus stuff, and you see him getting guys to chase up in the zone, and he's blowing it by them in 96, 97 consistently, how much more of that, I guess, does he need to show in order to become more attractive come deadline time?
Yeah, let's say he doesn't have some sort of massive blow up over his next X amount of starts, right? So he's consistent. Maybe a not so great start followed by a really good start, 2 good starts, not so great. Like he's a starter. He's a number 3 in any rotation, right? I think he's going to be incredibly attractive to other teams, especially after the top names, whoever they may be, are gone. Because teams are going to start to talk themselves into, well, hey, Dustin May is there. We don't have to give as much up for him compared to a potential ace or stud pitcher right now. Somebody that's got an option for next year. This isn't bad. I think he's going to look pretty attractive.
We'll take 5 from him, maybe 6, and then turn it over to a pin, a better pin perhaps elsewhere.
Sure, yeah, exactly. I mean, you would take that, especially if you're a team like, let's say the White Sox, right? And the White Sox actually have some pretty good pitching this year. Davis Martin has been just a sensation for them, right? But how good does a Dustin May look to a White Sox team if they continue to play well and they make it to the, they look like they're going to be a wild card team, and fans are clamoring, fans are back in the stands, but you don't want to break the bank, you don't want to blow up your farm system because you're still not there yet. So Dustin, you look at a Dustin May, you strengthen the rotation even much. That is your strength right now. It's outside of Murakami. I think that's kind of an interesting fit. So I would look at, and there's other examples too. I would look at a team like that potentially being interested, as opposed to one of these premier contenders that have the farm system to go out and get whoever the big name or two is at the deadline. All right, it's Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. We're going to do our Sports Six-Pack next. 314-399-9646 is the Air Comfort Service text line. So you got any questions for us, send them in. And again, we'll do part 1 of the Sports Six-Pack next.
101 ESPN is powered by Kaufman Townsley, St. Louis's injury lawyers. Call 314-777-7777.
That's 314-777-7777.
Jamie, we got our guy Stewie on the line right now. Stewie, what can you tell us about investment properties?
Actually, we have a 26-year-old guy here, has a house that he lives in, a small one in Brentwood over there, and he says, look, I want to buy investment property, create some wealth for myself. I got 20% to put down. I found a house. It's about $175,000. I can rent it right away. The problem is I don't have a job. I don't work. I don't have any income that I can prove. I do odds and ends jobs. Is there a way for me to buy it? And I said, absolutely. We have this program. It actually has 5 different variations, 5 different platforms that we can give you a loan based solely on how much the rent's going to be. We close that transaction in 10 days. He's renting it for almost $3,000 a month. He's going to earn revenue on the mortgage. He didn't have to go ahead and provide any income documentation to us at all, and we closed it very quickly. So it's an opportunity that if you're self-employed, not showing income, or you're no longer employed, and you own a home and you want to get in the investment property business, this is the way to do it. It's easy, it's quick, it's simple, lots of opportunities, create some wealth and cash flow yourself, and we can get it done in 10 days.
It's exactly why you call Stewie. Anthony, we talk about it almost every single day, is there's different situations for everyone out there. And our guy Stewie, no matter what the situation, he's going to try and help you, or he will help you, depending on the situation. This is just another example of that. But you do have to call him. Call him at 314-324-4440.
Again, 314-324-4440.
If you can't remember that number, or you're driving around right now and want to visit it later, what can you do?
You can always Google the Bagel Loan. Thanks, Stewie.
NMLS number 226715.
Be a part of the show. Text the Air Comfort Service Heating, Cooling, and Insulation text line at 314-399-9646 on 101 ESPN. 101 ESPN Sports Center.
Redbirds ready to return home. Good afternoon. Bradford Bruns here with you for a Sports Center update presented by Universal Windows Direct. Tomorrow night at 7:15, St. Louis kicks off a 3-game set against the visiting Chicago Cubs. The Cubs have dropped 9 of their past 10 games, whereas St. Louis itself in the midst of a 4-game losing streak following yesterday's setback 2-1 against Milwaukee. Afternoon action around the diamond at the moment, but this evening we have game number 6 of the Western Conference Finals from the association. Oklahoma City looking to eliminate San Antonio. And tomorrow night, it'll be game number 5 on the NHL side between the Canadiens and none other than the Hurricanes. Carolina up 3-1 in that series. This Sports Center update is brought to you by Universal Windows Direct. You'll be saying, I love my windows.
This is the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN.
I have a question.
It's time for the Fast Lane to answer your sports questions.
I want to ask you a bunch of questions, and I want to have them answered immediately.
Asking me all these weird questions.
Answer the question.
Answer the question.
Answer me!
Refreshed by Urban Chestnut. Urban Chestnut Swickle Light Premium Light Beer. Live your light style, St. Louis.
Part 1 of the Sports Six-Pack is right now. If you got a question for us, leave it at the Air Comfort Service text line, 314-399-9646 with Kerry Davis and Jamie Rivers. I'm Anthony Stalter, and here's Bradford Bruns.
Question number 1.
All right, Jamie, the 618 would like to know any front runners for the still vacant Blues assistant coaching positions.
Oh, wow.
Jamie Rivers.
Ooh, no, don't do that to me.
On the spot.
What do you mean?
Huh?
What do you mean?
Well, it'd be a great job to have until you get fired. Then what?
You're searching for the next
That's
one.
the problem. It's like people have asked me, like, why don't you coach? I've had offers.
That's how coaching goes.
Yeah. And
they're all good to you.
I guess if I would have been a player that spent his whole career in one place or even just 2 places, I'd be probably a little more motivated to jump back on the carousel.
You saying packing and moving all the time is
it ain't
it's a lot.
easy. And now my kids are, getting older, and my oldest daughter could be married soon, and grandkids. What am I be then coaching all over the world? Then just keep chasing the dream. Like, it's a wonderful job for someone who wants to do it, but there's only one team in St. Louis, and if it don't work out here, then you're living everywhere else for the rest of your coaching career. As far as people who are front runners, no idea. I've heard a couple of names, but some of the candidates that they've wanted to talk to, I think, are still coaching. I know they've had a few interviews, but there's no names to be mentioned yet.
Question number 2.
From the Grant Francis fan club, this one seems appropriate and in honor of Claude Lemieux. Can you think of a better feud in hockey than the one that Mr. Lemieux helped instigate between the Avalanche and the Red Wings?
Help instigate. He's single-handedly started it.
Fair enough.
Yeah. So Claude Lemieux, I mean, wow. One, rest in peace. Details are starting to come out here, and I'm not going to comment on things until everything's 100% confirmed. But he's passed away. It's a shame. He was the torchbearer the other night in Montreal for the game. In Montreal, they have former legends of their team come out and hold the torch up and kind of get the crowd going. So to see him do that just a few days ago and now find out that he's no longer with us, it's tough. It's tough to deal with that. And look, I don't think anybody Claude Lemieux ever played against liked him. And I think that's a huge compliment in itself. Yeah. Did he cross the line when it came to the rules? Yeah, but we all did. Mm-hmm. We all did. And we just hope we didn't get caught. Mm-hmm. And he was a hell of a player. He was a proven playoff performer. Towards the end of his career, teams were signing him and couldn't care less if he scored a goal in the regular season. Come playoff time, he'd be first on your team in goals scored or first on power play goals. Like he had an unbelievable knack of elevating his game to a whole other level. And he was a fierce competitor, nothing but respect for the guy. It's a sad day. It's a sad day when you're losing people at a young age.
Yeah, I remember I was watching that unrivaled 30 for 30.
Isn't that unbelievable?
It is one of the best 30 for 30s that I've ever watched. That rivalry, that hit that you're talking about is the main culprit of how that whole thing started. And I'm just like, wow. Like that type of hockey is like, man, that was good hockey, good fun, good rivalry, and condolences obviously to him and his family and all of his former teammates. Because whenever you lose a teammate, those are guys that you're around so much, man, and even guys that you play against, but more so the teammates. Like those are the guys next to the family and obviously kids and wife and mother, father. Your teammates are the closest people to you because you're around these guys all day, every day. Like and during the season, you're around your teammate more than you are around your own family. So I'm sure those guys are hurting as well because that's a tough loss, and especially like you said, he just was the torchbearer a few nights ago, and now you get the news that he's passed away. It's very, very difficult to kind of deal with.
Question number 3.
Our friend Curb Stomp weighing in on the text line. As hot as the Knicks are right now, do you think they can give OKC a real run?
I literally have no pick. If OKC wins, I have no idea how the series will go.
Really?
Because I felt like the Thunder would just clearing away after they took care of the Spurs, because I did think they would go 6 versus the Spurs, but I just felt like whoever they played in the East would be an easier task. I no longer believe that. Like, I don't know which version of the Knicks are going to be rested. Mike Brown, he does not get enough credit. This is his second time taking a team to the NBA Finals. Mm-hmm. He lost with the Cleveland Cavs when he was there with LeBron. Like, he is a hell of a basketball coach and does a fantastic job of getting this team that has been to the Eastern Conference Finals a few times over the hump. With Tibbs, they couldn't get over the hump. And I think it's because they were playing some of the same players 38, 45 minutes a game.
Over and over and over.
Again.
This is Grindy's you-know-whats.
But Mike Brown has done a fantastic job, and it is a team effort. Like, you're getting contributions from Landry Shamet. Like, you're getting contributions from guys that just all over the place. And so I'm excited about this series. I want to see how the series ends tonight if OKC can finish it out. But if OKC is playing New York, I literally have no pick. I don't know who's going to win.
I fully confess, I had some reservations when Brown took over for Tibbs. Now, everything has been disproven essentially to this point, because you think about how the Knicks have absolutely steamrolled through everybody in the East. And I don't want to hear about opponents or lack thereof. They've dominated everybody. And that's primarily because, well, a couple of different reasons. Number one, you've actually allowed Karl Anthony Towns to be the hub of the offense at times. What does that do, Gary? Well, it moves or maneuvers Brunson then to be able to move off ball and not have to carry everything then on his own. And also, you have a real rotation now. You mentioned Shamet. The fact that Josh Hart can know his role and not be somebody who's counted on for 42 minutes a night. Right. It's really a beautiful brand of basketball we're seeing right now. It's moving the ball incredibly effectively, fast and efficiently for that matter, too. I think it can be a series, provided that OKC takes care of it tonight. I wouldn't necessarily bet on New York, but getting back to this point, and for Jalen Brunson in a lot of ways, too, to kind of take that narrative, oh, you've got to be extremely big, you have to be uber athletic, you have to be the best at something in order to take your team, guide your team to the highest of plateaus there. He's kind of rewriting the narrative as far as being a leader of that team, and we'll see what they can do.
That's Bradford Bruns, Carey Davis, Jamie Rivers, and Anthony Stalter. Part 2 of the Sports Six-Pack is coming up, so if you have any questions, send it into the Air Comfort Service text line, 314-399-9646. Again, Part 2, next in the Fast Lane.
Saturday, Pirates and Twins. Pre-game at 2:30. First pitch at 3:05. The MLB plays on 101 ESPN. In the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN.
I have a question.
It's time for the Fast Lane to answer your sports questions.
I want to ask you a bunch of questions, and I want to have them answered immediately.
Asking me all these weird questions.
Answer the question.
Answer the question.
Answer me!
Refreshed by Urban Chestnut. Urban Chestnut Swickle Light Premium Light Beer. Live your light style, St. Louis.
All right, time for part 2 of the Sports Six-Pack here in the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. 314-399-9646 is the Air Comfort Service text line. So, again, you got any questions, keep sending them in. Bradford Bruns in for Andrew Marsh. He's got question 4.
Question number 4.
This one comes from the 618. Guys, if you had to stake your paycheck on it, who's going to have the better year ahead? Aaron Rodgers or C.J. Stroud?
C.J. Stroud. I'll go with the better player at this point in his career.
I'll go with the better player, Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
Thank you. What the hell are you talking about, man? Did you watch C.J. Stroud play?
Did you watch Aaron Rodgers play at the end of the year?
I know Aaron Rodgers didn't turn the ball over 18 times in the playoffs.
I also know that Aaron Rodgers is not going to rediscover his prime self at any point.
You what? You
guy's too damn old.
You waiting there?
Take away his house.
Now he's talking about old people. See?
Yeah, yes,
you got to get on him.
He's an ageist.
Jamie.
You got to watch out for him.
You got to get on him because that's not right.
C.J. Stroud at least is still,
if C.J. Stroud, that's about only thing that he has.
That's what you got going for you.
Aaron Rodgers.
He's
young.
Yeah,
he's handsome. Man, look, handsome young lad.
Okay,
gray hair.
All right, C.J. Stroud.
What are we doing?
C.J. Stroud had a horrific end to last season. There's no doubt about it. He had a horrific end.
There was a point where Davis Mills. There was literal conversation that maybe we should just go with Davis Mills. Davis freaking Mills.
Sure. You throwing away the entire his first 2 years in the league then too?
I'm throwing away the last 2.
You gonna throw away Aaron Rodgers?
The last one? No. His first year was amazing. The last 2 years have been very subpar. He's going into his 4th year.
But not disastrous as it was in the final half of last season.
It's a regression in the form of.
All right, let's do this then. You guys tell me when Aaron Rodgers, the last time Aaron Rodgers was good. I'll wait. Go ahead.
What do you mean good? Like
what do you mean good?
No, when was the last time he had a good season?
Second to last year in Green Bay.
Okay, thank you.
It's been a minute.
And when was that?
I would say his last season.
Was that last year?
No, it was 4 years ago.
Yeah.
3 or 4 years ago.
He was starting to regress in his last year in Green Bay.
At least he's had a few good seasons.
I mean, brother.
Had is the exact.
What has C.J. Stroud done? If we're doing that, let's talk turkey.
Has the
most recent information you have on C.J. Stroud is the guy's
Steelers were in the playoffs last year as well.
If that's what we're doing, Aaron Rodgers is right there too.
2 AFC South titles, 1 wild card berth in 3 years.
I'm hitching my wagon to something I know. The resume. Not this bleep on the radar. He had 1 bleep, and ever since then he's been crap.
You literally watched this man turn the ball over 8 times in 2 playoff games.
What have you seen out of Aaron Rodgers since his last year? I'll give you the last year, and we won that good in his last year. His last year in Green Bay.
He tore his Achilles his first year in New York, man.
Which was what, 3-4 years ago now?
Quarterback last year.
Aaron Rodgers.
Who was the better quarterback last year?
Aaron Rodgers.
I think they both stunk. I'd lean towards C.J. Stroud.
You want the numbers?
Aaron Rodgers was a better
What numbers? What numbers are you going to throw out?
What numbers do you want?
Yeah,
you want passing touchdowns?
Sure.
Okay, Aaron Rodgers had 24. C.J. Stroud had 19.
Okay.
Interceptions, Aaron Rodgers threw 7.
Because he can't throw the ball more than 2 feet, so I don't really care about that.
8.
He took better care of the football. Was he demonstrably better? No.
Passing yards.
C.J. Stroud.
No. It's Aaron Rodgers.
By how much?
And he's 112 years old, and he was still better than Anthony's guy.
300 yards, but C.J. Stroud missed 2 games.
Okay.
That's when Davis Mills, when they were considering
all these counting stats are
so
great.
They actually considered benching C.J. Stroud.
Hell yeah.
Huh.
You watch him play? And I love C.J. Stroud. Well, loved. I think I did.
Did nothing behind Aaron Rodgers. You would bench his ass, too.
Listen, if you put I'll tell you this. Let's do this. If you put Aaron Rodgers on the Houston Texans, the Houston Texans are going to the Super Bowl last year. Do you disagree with that?
Yeah.
No way. You are doing that thing.
No, I'm not.
You're doing it.
I do not think. I don't think that Aaron. I'll look you right in the face. I don't think that Aaron Rodgers is leading that team to the Super Bowl.
Just hates Aaron Rodgers.
You guys think that Aaron Rodgers is like the Green Bay version of Aaron Rodgers.
Anthony,
No,
I don't. I think
clearly you do.
Anthony, honestly,
don't tell me what I'm thinking.
This is what I think. I think if Anthony Stalter was the quarterback of the Houston Texans in the playoffs last year, the damn Texans are in the Super Bowl. Yes.
No.
You gonna turn that damn ball over that many times?
No.
Exactly.
I'll just do what Aaron Rodgers does, just turn around and hand the ball off or throw it sideways.
And that's why they would have won. Now you're with me.
C.J. Stroud's going to have a better year than Aaron Rodgers next year. If they both play the same exact games, C.J. Stroud will have the better.
You know, put a little gentleman's wager on that.
Sure.
We got a real offensive coordinator calling plays now.
Who's that?
Mike McCarthy.
It's way better than Artie the Party.
Way
Kid,
better.
with that, you got me on. I'm not going to disagree with that.
Question number 5.
Chair calls better plays than Artie the one-man party.
Boy, it was fired up stuff. I love that. Almost NBA worthy between Jamie and yours truly. That was nice. Yeah.
No, you guys touched a different level that day.
Let's take it to the rink, though. Guys, did you see today Team Canada took down the U.S. again at the World Championships, that is. It was 4-0. Yes, it was 4-0. Macklin Celebrini doing his thing. Dylan Holloway scoring as well on a rebound goal. Jamie, can you talk about the difference at the international level between Olympics and Worlds? How important in 2026 is the world stage?
Yeah, it's a great tournament.
Yeah.
I don't think. Tell me more.
You were tuned in?
It's a paid
for sure.
It's a paid trip to Europe.
Paid for who? The players that participate?
Yep. Get a nice free trip to.
Good pay?
No, you just get a free trip.
Get free trip?
Yeah.
Get for family and vacation?
Family, oh, yeah.
Season just ends.
Great.
You get to go play some more hockey.
Yeah.
Is it ramped up? Or is it. Is it off-season hockey for NHL players?
Yeah.
Okay. With a trip to Europe? For free?
Europe. Yeah.
Sign me up, man.
No, in all seriousness, it's nowhere near the Olympics. Not even close. Now, over the last couple of years, Canada and the U.S. have sent better teams. It was predominantly some of the European teams that would go and they would light it up, Sweden, Finland, all those teams, because much like soccer over there, the international, when you get to play for the international team, it's viewed as a very big deal.
Yeah.
Whereas Canada and the U.S. for the World Championships is like, I got to go fishing too. I'm going to do that. Whereas the Olympics, you're getting like the top tier guys.
Mm-hmm.
So it is a very good tournament. It's getting a lot younger, which I think is great. I think what they're doing is they're using it more as a development tool for some young players to make those next steps, like Celebrini, Dylan Holloway. A number of players on the U.S. team are 18. It's a great boost for the young guys, and I think that's important. Apart from that, you're not getting the top tier guys over there.
Somebody named Jet Greaves was in net today.
Yeah, exactly.
He's a Blue Jacket. He's a Blue Jacket.
Greaves.
Yeah.
Jetter?
That's a cool name.
JG.
That's what y'all call him?
Yeah, he likes that.
So we'll all be tuned into the semifinals.
Or G-Money. He likes that one too.
G-Money. All right, it's Fast on 101 ESPN. We do need a new Gauntlet contestant. If you want to play, 314-399-9646 is the Air Comfort Service text line. Feel free to text in the word Gauntlet, and you might have your opportunity to get selected by Bradford Bruns. Gauntlet next in the Fast Line.
The Spread Zone, where sports betting meets reckless optimism, questionable logic, and the occasional stroke of genius. With hosts Anthony Stalter, Tim McKernan, and Scott Rizzuto. Check out the latest from the Spread Zone at 101ESPN.com or the 101 mobile app. The Spread Zone is brought to you by FanDuel Sportsbook. Make every moment more. WXOS, WXOS HD1 East St. Louis. 101 ESPN is driven by Auto Centers Nissan, home of the lifetime warranty and 30-day return. Two former pros and one average Joe. You're listening to The Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. 4 warriors, 4 categories, 1 challenger. Can you survive the Gauntlet?
Brought to you by Blue Note Roofing. Roofing, siding, and gutters. Visit BlueNoteRoofingSTL.com for a free inspection.
It's Fast Lane on 101 ESPN 401. Your time check is brought to you by Clarkson Jewelers, an officially licensed Rolex jeweler with Bradford Bruns, Carey Davis, and Jamie Rivers. I'm Anthony Stalter, and we've got Sean on the line to play the Gauntlet. What's up, Sean?
Gentlemen, how are we doing today?
Man, we're doing great. Beautiful day here in St. Louis. Appreciate you joining us. Thank you for listening. So you got 3 options today because Bradford helps write the questions, so he's not an option. Carey, Jamie, or me? Who would you like to go with round 1?
Well, I did this once in 2023, and I lost to you, so it's redemption day today.
All right. Well, Sean, good luck to you, man.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Yeah, Sean. Yeah, you're right, Sean. I agree. His take on C.J. Stroud was terrible as well.
Oh, absolutely.
All right. Tell my guy Bradford to spin the wheel, please.
Bradford, spin the wheel.
What are you hoping for?
Anything but football, because I know I'll get my butt handed to me if it is.
Yeah. Well, how do you feel about baseball?
Oh, sure. Why not? Yeah, absolutely.
All right, man. Well, that's what you got. You're going to get 4 questions today, each worth 2 points. Use the options. They become worth 1 point. Wrong answers are 0. And if we're tied after 4 questions, we'll go to a tiebreaker, and we will get a winner. Sean, you ready?
Yes.
All right, here we go. Question 1. This right-hander tallied 130 career wins, a 3.96 ERA, and in 2003 finished second in the NL Cy Young vote while with the Giants. Which player is this?
Oh, guys, I'm going to take the options.
All right. Is it Matt Cain, Jason Schmidt, or A.J. Burnett?
All good pitchers, so I'm going to go with Matt Cain. Final answer.
Thank you.
Question number 2. How many 30 home run seasons did Darryl Strawberry have for the New York Mets?
One of these questions where it's like the options, you can go ahead and take them, but I'm going to go with 4. Final answer.
All right, Sean, question number 3. Old friend Miles Michaelis. He was picked in the 7th round of the 2009 amateur draft by, tell us that organization.
Oh, boy. I do not know that, so I'll need the options.
Okay. San Diego Padres, Texas Rangers, or the Baltimore Orioles?
I thought it was San Diego. I'm going to go with the gut instinct. We're going to say San Diego. Final answer.
Okay.
Final question for you here. Who led the Brewers in saves last year?
Oh, boy. The guy's on the top of my tongue, and I don't know. But I'm going to have to take the options on that one, too.
Okay. Was it Trevor McGill, Abner Uribe, or Joel
Payamps? Household name.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can you repeat those one more time for me, please?
Absolutely. Was it Trevor McGill, Abner Uribe, or Joel Payamps?
Shot in the dark. Let's go with Trevor McGill. Final answer.
All right. Well, we're going to get our guy Anthony back in here. How you feeling?
Not too good, actually.
Okay.
But it's fun. That's all that matters.
All right. Well, Anthony's plugging his ears back in. Anthony, how's it going silent?
Silent.
Was it?
Yeah.
You like it that way?
I'm an only child, so yeah.
Man, tell me, listen.
Yeah.
Something about solitude.
It's nice, man.
Recharges you, brother.
It does.
Yeah.
Being in the house by yourself.
Centers you.
I don't hate it. I don't hate it. Your category. Baseball.
Oh, I like baseball.
Pack that lunch.
Oh, yeah.
Wow. All right.
You ready?
Yes.
Okay, here we go. Question 1. This right-hander tallied 130 career wins, a 3.96 ERA, and in 2003 finished second in the NL Cy Young vote while with the Giants. What player is this?
2003?
Correct.
Okay. Let's see here. Tim Lincecum's first season wasn't until like 08, 09. Matt Cain, I don't believe, is around. Bumgarner definitely wasn't. That was 2010. 2004 Giants team. No, 2002 Giants team went to the World Series. And they had Russ Ortiz and Jason Schmidt and who else would have been on that? In that time frame, I don't think Russ Ortiz would have had those numbers. You said 130 wins?
Correct.
It's got to be Jason Schmidt. I'll go Jason Schmidt. Final answer.
Question number 2. How many 30 home run seasons did Darryl Strawberry have for the New York Mets?
30 home run seasons. Not going to ask you for the options on this one. Or should I? 30 home run seasons. 3. Final answer.
Question number 3, buddy. Old friend Miles Michaelis. He was picked in the 7th round of the 2009 amateur draft by... Give us that organization.
Ooh. He came from Texas. Actually, he came from overseas. But was he drafted by the Rangers? I'll go with my gut here. Texas Rangers. Final answer.
Final question. Who led the Brewers in saves last year?
Last year?
Yep.
Devin Williams had his struggles, so am I overlooking somebody? I'll take the options just to see if a name pops up.
Was it Trevor McGill, Abner Uribe, or Joel Payamps?
Oh, man, I'm glad I asked for those options. Devin Williams, was he a Yankee last year?
He was a baseball player.
Yeah. You said McGill.
Uribe or Payamps.
I'll go with McGill. Final answer.
All right. Let's go over this.
You want me to tell you which way to go?
No, Kerry, I'll tell you where you can go. How about that?
Love this game within a game now.
I'd gladly tell you where you can go.
You can suspend me. Is that what you're saying?
No. I'm gonna make you work longer.
Oh man.
All right, let's start with question number 4. Because I want to do that. I want the worst reaction possible from you.
That was the best one.
No, I don't want. No, we'll start
I hate it. No, it's terrible.
We'll start with question 1 then.
Start with question 4.
Question 4. Who led the Brewers in saves last year? Sean said Trevor McGill. Anthony with the options said Trevor McGill. Answer is
Trevor McGill.
Sean also used the options. 1-1. Then I thought I'd go to question 1, Kerry.
You're cooking.
This right-hander tallied 130 career wins, a 3.96 ERA, and in 2003 finished second in NL Cy Young vote while with the Giants. Name this player. Sean took the option, said Matt Cain. Without the options, Anthony said Jason Schmidt. Answer is?
Jason Schmidt had one heck of a 2003. It's Schmitty.
It is Schmitty.
Thought you were going to do the thing where you're like, but it's...
But! All right.
Ross Ortiz.
Let's go to question 3. old friend Miles Michaelis was selected in the 7th round of the 2009 amateur draft by, Sean said, with the options of San Diego Padres. Anthony, without the options, to the Texas Rangers. Now, we know Miles played for the Texas Rangers. Answer is
San Diego Padres.
San Diego.
Good job, Sean.
San
Were
Diego.
the Rangers an option?
They were.
They were.
All right.
Yeah, that's why you probably would have been screwed either way on that one. Okay, so here we are. Final question. How many 30 home run seasons did Darryl Strawberry have for the New York Mets?
What's the
3-2.
It's 3-2 me.
3-2 you.
Okay.
Sean, without the options, said 4. Anthony, without the options, said 3. One of you is correct.
Oh, man.
If it's Sean, he will win.
Ugh.
He'll do the Brewers right at the very end and
Yeah.
score 2 to win the game.
Oh, why did you do that? It's too fresh.
Yeah, and if it's Anthony, well, we got a clear-cut winner. Sean.
You have chosen poorly.
You lose. It was 3. Darryl Strawberry had 3 30 home run seasons. Sean, he got you at the end there, buddy.
Man, it was close. I didn't think I was going to do that good, but boy, it was a good one. Nice job, Anthony.
Thanks, Sean. Same to you.
Good job,
That wound up being a good battle.
Oh,
Man.
absolutely. Yeah.
Came down to the end. Nice work.
I was struggling a little bit, but I'll tell you what, it's always fun. You guys do a great job. Keep it up, especially here in Royals country. It's not good here, so I'm kind of excited. So.
Where are you calling from?
Topeka, Kansas, actually.
Okay.
Topeka, Kansas.
Hey,
Yeah,
appreciate you listening all the way
My
across the
fiance's
state.
from Wichita.
Wichita, they call
Yeah.
it. The natives
That's
call
right,
it Wichita.
yeah. Watch you guys on YouTube and listen, so yeah, I enjoy it.
Well, Sean, we appreciate you, man. Thank you so much. Thanks for listening. Thanks
Sean,
for playing.
tell
You got
3
it,
other
man.
people in Topeka to listen as well.
Yeah, we need more listeners, please.
Tell your friends.
We got some
You
great
got it.
coasters for you.
Thanks, guys.
See you, Sean.
Thanks,
Take care,
Sean.
buddy.
See ya. Snake Pit, always kind. Buzz Killington, 69, said, go to hell, Sean.
My goodness.
Oh, man.
He said Topeka, not Lawrence. There is a difference, right?
It's a big difference.
Yeah,
he
didn't
it
say
doesn't mean
Lawrence.
he's a Jayhawk fan.
Yeah.
It could be K-State.
Absolutely.
It could be Wichita State. You just don't know.
No.
Is Walrus King correct? Darryl Strawberry never had a 30-year, never had another 30 home run year after the Mets.
That's correct. 87, 88, 1990, in which he hit 39 homers. He never crossed that threshold for the Yankees or the Dodgers.
Wow.
That was it. And no 40 home run seasons.
Wow.
Yeah.
Hell of a player.
Uh-huh.
Yes, he was.
Hell
He
of a
lives
player.
here locally now.
Does he?
Yep.
The Straw?
Yep. I seen him not too long ago.
Is there, in some ways, hear me out on this. In some ways, is Darryl Strawberry underrated?
Probably.
Like I don't feel like, name the best players in the 80s and early 90s. Like you
don't
rattle
mention
off.
Darryl.
I think the problem is there's so many players even on his own team
Yeah.
that were good. Yeah,
Bobby Bonilla.
He's an 8-time All-Star. I didn't know that.
I did not know that either.
And at the same
He was a
time,
hell of a player.
you were kind of left wanting more, I
Right,
thought.
yeah.
Right?
Probably.
Same thing with Doc Gooden.
Yeah. Definitely.
understand.
Definitely.
Now, they may have gotten in their own way a little bit.
Yeah, maybe a little.
Jamie,
We
just
get it.
Allegedly.
Oh, no.
Not
It's
allegedly.
That's not allegedly.
Documented?
It's very
It's
well
alleged.
documented.
Sometimes.
They had a good time. That's all.
I've heard.
They've had a good time.
Anyway, he was the Mets' all-time leading home run hitter until the polar bear moved
Pete
past him
Alonso.
last season. Yeah.
There you
That
go.
sucks because that guy's a dork.
How's it going in Baltimore, by the way?
Not great. not, Baltimore's having a bit of a rough season.
What is happening there? What happened?
It's weird.
Yeah,
That fell off a cliff really fast. It was
It
supposed to
did.
It's
be.
supposed to be
They were
skyrocketing
supposed
to where
to be,
they.
yeah.
Yep. All the young talents.
Yeah. Like,
Gunnar
they got all
Henderson.
these guys. Adley Rushman. Like, you got guys.
He's got dudes.
You're going to be special.
Jackson Holiday coming
He's
up.
a rough one, man.
Yeah, he was banged up to start the year. Remember,
He's
he had
finally back.
He had the I think it was the ham
Hambone.
Yeah, Hambone.
Hambone Williams.
Hip bone.
Hamate bone.
I know about that.
Yes, you do.
Yes, I do.
Yeah. CD recently hurt his hamate bone.
Yeah, sure I did.
Yep.
Yeah.
You were you're doing stuff around the house, right?
Yeah, a little boxing. Doing some training.
Plus, you're like putting up doors and
Sometimes those older doors
are heavier than.
Well, the thing is, Kerry, we think that a lot of these doors now are hollow, right? Because some of these other doors are not. They're solid wood.
Like the entire door.
The entire door.
Like the
all the way through.
All the way through. Just wood.
Yep. Yeah. Sometimes you try to find out, and you find out quickly.
Yeah. Like an oak tree.
That's much heavier.
Yeah.
Still struck by your word is as strong as oak comment.
Yeah.
Now you know why they say that.
Yeah.
Definitely.
All right. It's Fastlane on 101 ESPN. Can the Noot rescue the bottom of this Cardinals order? That's next on 101 ESPN.
You can now listen to 101 ESPN on demand. Get caught up on all our shows and podcasts at 101ESPN.com or on the 101 mobile app. 101 ESPN podcasts are presented by the Schaefer Door Company. Buckle up. This is the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN.
It's Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. Bradford Brunson and I just went down the Jason Schmidt career path.
A lot of fun.
It's a lot of fun. Didn't think you were going to be talking a lot of Jason Schmidt today.
Yeah.
Just never know.
He was good, man. He was real good. But we're talking about the deal that the Giants made for Jason Schmidt in 2001 included Ryan Vogelsong. And Ryan Vogelsong was supposed to be kind of a top prospect for the Giants. Goes to Pittsburgh, does nothing. Goes to the Hanshin Tigers after Pittsburgh. The Oryx Buffaloes. Makes his way back to the majors. Phillies, Angels, his second stint with the Giants. So he winds up in San Francisco when it's all said and done. Wins 2 World Series, and he was filthy. He won in 2012 and 2014. He was part of those 2 teams. What a crazy career for old Ryan Vogelsong.
Fell prey to the nostalgia again.
Yeah, always. Here's some nostalgia for you. Remember Lars Taylor Tatsui Nootbaar?
Ooh, boy.
Can he fix what ails the Cardinals' bottom of the order?
Coming back soon.
How soon?
Next few days.
Okay.
If
we
Noot...
We hope.
Look, watching him in the minors is one thing. I don't know how much I put into that because Noot should be successful at that level at this point of his career. I think the main thing is that he looks healthy. And if, we always use that word with him, if Noot can stay healthy, he's proven that he can be very productive, very helpful for your team. Imagine being able to slot him in at 5 or 6.
Bingo.
On this roster right now.
Move wind down.
And Noot, he can hit. He has some slug to him, I mean doubles and things, but he can touch seats. So if you're getting close to the best version of Lars Nootbaar, he's great there. And then you can even, if you want to, because I've seen certain things indicate that J.J. Weatherholt could maybe use a breather from being leadoff. If you wanted to swap that from time to time and put Noot up there, he's been there before.
Sure.
And put JJ back down at 5 or 6 and just kind of play with the lineup that way a little bit.
Yeah, I think we're all to a man going to have the same take on this. If he's healthy, he's a really good addition to the lineup. There's no question about it. Here's where I don't want to be, though. I don't want to be so reliant on Lars Nootbaar saving the bottom of the order because we all know how this ends. And I hate to be pessimistic about it, but Noot can't stay healthy. Let's just say it. Okay?
Well,
I'll say what we're all thinking.
Well, here's the
this
good
guy
part.
can't stay healthy.
A lot of things were fixed. A lot of things.
Here's the
what
good
was
part.
fixed?
The good part. He got the injury out of the way. Normally he misses.
He was coming back from an injury. There's no new injury in 2026.
He got he got the injury out of the way. He's already missed his allocated time. He has a time set out each year for how many games he's going to miss.
I don't think you know how this works.
He's missed the games.
He hasn't played yet.
I don't hate the way you got there, Kerry.
You see what you picking up what I'm putting down there?
Yeah, so he's already got the injury games out of the way.
He's already got them out of the way,
now
Anthony.
He's going to play. He's going to be healthy.
100 games straight.
Guaranteed.
Not 150 like you thought.
No, because
no guarantee with Lars.
Get the 50, injury games out of the way. He's already got them out of the way. Anthony.
I'm with Kerry.
You like it? You love it?
No, I don't. I'm telling you flat out. I don't like to be in a spot where you're trusting Lars Nootbaar to stay healthy and needing it. No.
I don't like your attitude.
I don't
That's
either.
fine. You don't have to.
You got a negative way about you right now. And tomorrow at 5 o'clock, your ass is going to be suspended because I'm sick of it.
Some markets, Anthony.
I am absolutely
shave an
sick
hour
of it.
off of your Freedom Friday.
You don't even get to finish the rest of the Friday.
You don't get to the finish line tomorrow.
You get out of here. Your attitude.
Put an egg in your shoe and beat it.
Yeah. You said make like a tree and leave.
All right, fine.
All right, so Noot.
But we're all thinking it, right?
Yeah, probably.
And we're all thinking it.
Yeah.
Hey, it'd be great to have him back, but for how long?
A lot of markets would say, though, it's as good as a trade, right? It's as good as a trade.
See?
Yeah.
Here's what I like.
It's better. Give up nothing.
Much better.
This is what I like.
It's a call-up this time.
There you go. The fact of the matter is that
Call-up.
entering that game, guys, on Tuesday versus the Brewers, ran the numbers a little bit. This team 1 through 4 4th in all of Major League Baseball in OPS when you're talking about the top 4 hitters in Weatherholt, Herrera, Burleson, and Walker most typically. Want to hazard a guess as to where you rank right now in terms of OPS between 5 and 9?
Oh,
dead last. 30th.
In Major League Baseball?
Major League Baseball.
30.
29th.
Dead last. And somewhat surprisingly, Jamie, you referenced obviously if JJ needs a blow at some point, if he needs a day.
That's not a bad idea.
As soon as it came out of the mouth.
You knew. You knew, Bradford.
I mean, we all could use.
Well said, Bradford.
We all could use one.
I'm not going to turn it down.
He has a lot of experience in them. Look at the fool.
You know, Bradford. Here's what we're going to do, Bradford. We're going to go hot take or hot garbage. 314-399-9646. Again, 314-399-9646. That's the Air Comfort Service tax line, Bradford.
It's really good to lengthen the lineup.
That's one way to do it.
Indeed. Oh.
A lot of pop there.
Yeah, buddy.
You stepped into it and then decided, you know what, I'm going to keep going with this. That's what Bradford just said. Yeah. All right, hot take or hot garbage. Get your hot takes or hot garbage statements and play it next on 101 ESPN.
101 ESPN is powered by Kaufman Townsley, St. Louis's injury lawyers. Call 314-777-7777.
That's 314-777-7777.
Report. Your front row seat to all things Cardinals. From the dugout to the diamond, BK and T-Bone go deep with the latest news, notes, and analysis. Watch the Redbird Report on YouTube or listen online at 101ESPN.com. 101 ESPN Sports Center.
Cardinals and Cubs to collide tomorrow. Good afternoon. Bradford Bruns with you here for a Sports Center update brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling. Tomorrow evening at Busch Stadium, St. Louis kicks off a 3-game set against the visiting Cubs. Cubs in a bit of a downfall at the moment, having lost 9 of their past 10 games. St. Louis, meanwhile, also has lost 4 in a row, courtesy of that sweep against Milwaukee. Elsewhere around baseball, matinee action galore tonight, reserved for the hard court right here on 101 ESPN. Pregame at 7, and the ball does go up in the air at 7:30 between Oklahoma City and San Antonio. Western Conference Finals, the Thunder with a closeout opportunity in tonight's Game 6. The Sports Center update has been brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling, a Daikin heating and air conditioning dealer.
Strap yourself in. You're in the fast lane on 101 ESPN.
Boom! Hot take! Time to play hot take or hot garbage here in the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. Kerry Davis, Jamie Rivers. I'm Anthony Stalter, Bradford Bruns filling in for Andrew Marsh.
All kinds of fun area codes today, guys, from the 214. Hot take or hot garbage. Steve Ott is a head coach in the NHL in the next 2 years.
Hot take.
Yeah, I would say hot take on that.
2 years.
Yeah, I would definitely say hot take. I don't know if he'll get consideration this offseason. I think the teams right now have been pretty specific. Toronto could be a wild card, but it seems to me like they've got their sights set on David Carl, who coaches Denver college hockey. Now, if that just doesn't come to fruition, I know that Toronto is looking for a younger coach. So that would certainly fall into the category of Steve Ott. Edmonton is identifying that they want a older coach that's been a head coach and won a Stanley Cup. And so Craig Berube and Bruce Cassidy seem to be the front runners of that opportunity. Don't know what Vegas is going to do ultimately. John Tortorella was hired for 8 games. That's what his contract was. No interim. They're not the 8 games and your contract's over. We'll regroup and go from there. One would think he'll probably get a contract offer following a Stanley Cup final appearance.
I think if you're there, but definitely if you win,
I think it's a no-brainer. Yeah. And I forget who else is in need of a coach, if there is anybody else at this point in time. I'm not sure. So we'll see. But certainly the next big wave of firings is going to be coming up in the next couple of years. And I think Steve Ott will be in perfect position at that point.
Hot take or hot garbage. The Cardinals will trade Lars Noot at the deadline and bring up Joshua Baez.
Hot garbage.
You think so?
Yeah, I don't know what the market is going to be for Lars Noot. I mean, so it's difficult, right? Because if he's playing well and you're in a playoff spot and then you trade him, you're kind of telling the fan base, we didn't plan on being good this year, so fast lane it, we'll see you next year.
Right.
And if he's injured or not playing well, who the hell is going to trade for him?
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. Unless he's just like, okay, and someone else wants him, and then Baez is just performing his butt off down there.
Yeah.
And you want to give him that opportunity. I think the Cardinals love Lars Noot.
I don't know if Chaim Bloom's in love with Lars Noot.
No?
I don't know that. I don't know it to be not true or true. I think Chaim Bloom's very calculated in what he's trying to do, and I think if Lars can stay healthy to the deadline, I could absolutely see Chaim Bloom making sure that he gets value for Lars Noot. Because I think he knows as well as we do that that's a player that has had tremendous trouble staying healthy.
Mm-hmm.
And getting something for said player before that player is unable to perform again would be better than nothing.
I'll say hot take because I like the idea, and if he were to get red hot, like Lars Noot is typically a second half player, but if he were to get red hot before the deadline, or he comes back this week or next week and then kind of takes off for 2 months, I could see Chaim Bloom doing what Jamie just said, like cashing in while the value's there and moving on from a player that really doesn't have a long-term future here, I don't think. So if you could parlay that into something that nets you a couple of guys that could be either AAA that ready to come up a year from now or whatever, I would do it. And I think Chaim Bloom would too.
The 913 checking in. Hot take or hot garbage. Jordan Walker's success is the biggest St. Louis sports story in the past 12 months.
In the past 12 months, yeah, I would say so.
I think so.
What would be bigger in the last 12 months?
St. Louis U, if you're talking about a season, maybe.
I don't think enough people care.
Fair.
I'm not saying it wasn't a big thing, but if you're not into the college basketball, odds are you know more about the Cardinals and the Blues than you would some of the smaller entities.
Yeah.
Positive stories. I think, yeah, man. I mean, you're hearing them chant MVP at Busch Stadium.
Yeah. Right.
Like, I don't know when the last time we've had Cardinal fans doing that for a player. I don't even know if they did it when Goldie was winning the MVP that year. I don't know if they did. So, yeah.
I would have to say yes, too.
I can't think of a
Blues thing that would coincide with that.
No, yeah. I think that's a hot take.
Are we missing something?
I don't think so.
No.
Mizzou played in the Gator Bowl, Kerry.
They certainly did.
Tuned in for that one.
Oh, guys, Mizzou won Border War.
They did.
You know?
That was a big one.
Mizzou lost twice at the Enterprise Center.
Oh. They did.
One of them. Jamie went positive.
One of them was a.
I know. It was kind of a.
I mean,
twisted things there, huh?
Sure. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. One time they got kicked in the teeth. Man, they lost by 50. I don't remember who they lost.
I remember
to.
that night.
Who did they lose to?
I think
Arkansas.
It was, Illinois, wasn't it? Yeah.
Pretty sure.
I remember that night because I was out doing a promotion for Urban Chestnut, and all these people were at the bar wearing Mizzou shirts. I'm like, oh, it's great. You guys watching the game? No, we were at the game. Game over? I looked up. It was the second half. Still playing. What? Like, yeah, we're getting killed. Okay.
We're done. We're done here.
Can I interest you in his look of light?
My daughter went to the game with me. She was so disappointed. I'm like,
that's right, because she went to Mizzou.
Oh, you probably didn't make sure she heard about it.
Oh, hell yeah, did the whole ride home.
Gary, congrats.
Good father does.
Yeah.
Congrats, by the way, on that top 3 ranking, at least entering next season.
Hey, man.
Well, I heard what Kerry said about preseason rankings. Okay?
Yeah,
you don't want none of it. You don't want none of it.
There's an asterisk for that, unless it's the Illini football team.
The Illini.
Kerry don't want
none
of
of it. It's all about the rankings.
Nonetheless,
Kerry was okay when Illinois was ranked 14th or something at the start of the year.
I think we were 12, either 9 or 12. I think we were 9.
So you were cool then.
I was all for it.
Right.
First time in a long time, man.
Yeah. Then it made sense. Those rankings made sense.
Those people knew what they were talking about, Anthony.
Right.
Although we didn't finish ranked there, so that matters too.
That makes sense. Sure.
Hot take or hot garbage. This one obviously presented without context. Bradford knew exactly what he was doing.
Hot take.
Hot garbage. Bradford only knew what he was doing halfway through it once it happened.
It was hot garbage.
Yeah.
Hot garbage initially, then a hot take.
Yeah.
Sometimes when you get that locomotive rolling, okay, will you guys allow me to finish though here?
Yeah, it is polite.
No, I mean
it is polite.
When he has hit Lars Noot, that is, in the 7th spot in the order all time, 61 career appearances there. How about 9 jacks, 26 runs batted in, 276 average. There's your OPS plus, lengthening the lineup.
He won't bat 7th, though.
Now he knows what he's doing.
Yeah, good job.
Well, you like him in the 5 spot? We can do that as well.
5-hole is good.
256, 350.
Kerry prefers him in the 2-hole.
Yeah.
I mean, you want a guy that's going to get on base.
With power.
And with power, average.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
TLR used to say, danger in the 2-hole, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
He did.
Yeah, he did.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. All right, Bradford, are we done with hot take or hot garbage? Or
I will see myself out. We are finished.
Yeah, okay. All right. Fair enough. I want to do some NFL 4 downs next on 101 ESPN.
Sunday, international soccer is on ESPN. The USA men's national team in Senegal. Kickoff at 2:30. This is 101 ESPN.
Exclusive appliance discounters deals on top of the lowest prices of the year at theappliancediscounters.com.
Under $20,000. Payments below $300 a month. At the Frank Lita Automotive Outlet in Bridgeton. It's not a dream. New and pre-owned vehicles, all with just $1 down. Only the best SUVs, cars, plus North County's newest and largest pickup truck and Wrangler inventory. Some are already lifted. Most come with a 7-year, 100,000-mile warranty. The Frank Lita Automotive Outlet has it all. Only the best Chevys, Fords, Chryslers, Dodge, Jeeps, Hondas, Toyotas, Kias, Hyundais, Mitsubishis, even BMWs. And Mercedes. Don't worry about credit. Just ask for credit amnesty. If you've got a job and a dime, you ride. We want your trade, regardless of make, model, condition, or balance owed. Vehicles under $20,000. Payments under $300 a month. We have the vehicle to fit almost any budget. At the Frank Lita Automotive Outlet in Bridgeton. Yes, Lita.com. Yes, Lita.com.
23 Nissan Altima, 17,416. Dime down, $280 a month, 72 months at 5% APR, plus tax, tag, title to qualified buyers.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Why should you hire America's largest injury law firm for your case? There's lots of reasons. Just like there's a reason millions of people called us last year in their time of need. When it comes to fighting for justice and compensation, millions of people across the country trust us to go to battle for them. We became the largest injury law firm in the world for a reason. There's only one Morgan & Morgan, forthepeople.com. Injured? Dial pound law or visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Don't slow down. You're in the fast lane on 101 ESPN.
Time for NFL 4 downs. Kerey Davis, Jamie Rivers, Anthony Stalter, Bradford Bruns.
First down.
Almost a bit of cruel and unusual punishment to do this without Marshy, guys. But first down, we will head to Minnesota because J.J. McCarthy during OTAs, he claims there's no awkwardness whatsoever with Kyler Murray over the QB1 competition with Kevin O'Connell's Vikings, and then proceeds to make us all cringe. Are you team J.J. or team Call of Duty in the OTA period?
This has got to be a tough one for you.
I never thought I'd say this. Because I, for the longest time, have just not been a Kyler Murray fan.
Mm-hmm.
I never thought there'd be somebody that is even worse.
Like annoys you more.
Even more cringy.
Mm-hmm.
I'm team Kyler. Kyler Murray handled it like a pro. His audio was fantastic. Talked about, being there, helping out, answering questions, doing all the things a good veteran should be doing, blah, blah, blah. And then J.J. McCarthy, he treated it like a spoiled brat.
He was
like,
weird.
No, we're on each side. It's like two kids in the classroom, one on one side, one on the other. Like,
he said it's like being in high school. So for those who didn't see it, didn't hear the audio, Kyler Murray was asked about J.J. McCarthy, and he said, listen, trying to give him, I'm paraphrasing, trying to give him as much information I have. He
was asked, is J.J. asking questions?
He's receptive to it, blah, blah. And then J.J. McCarthy said, we really haven't said anything. I mean, he goes to one side of the meeting room, I go to the other side, and it's basically like being in high school again where, one kid sits on the other side of the room.
Yeah, it came across terrible. It came across as, forced, almost like he felt like he needed to make it sound like we're not friends.
Yeah. It was real weird. So I'm with Jamie on this one. I got to go team Kyler Murray.
You think about that esteemed quarterback class, right? So many different dudes from that group. Caleb, Daniels, Drake May. And the two we don't really know about at this point in time, J.J. McCarthy and Michael Penix, right?
Mm-hmm.
What a class, and yet, I don't know. We'll see. Is there a tipping point this year? I guess it remains to be seen.
Second down.
All right, gentlemen, Josh Jacobs obviously dealing with a sticky, ongoing investigation, but Green Bay's top running back has been released from jail after his arrest on domestic violence charges. From a pure football standpoint now in Green Bay, Chris Brooks, Pierre Strong Jr., those are your other backfield options because Emmanuel Wilson from a year ago, pretty good in spot duty. He's not walking back through that door at Lambeau. He is now with the Seahawks. So how will the Panthers potentially, or the Packers, handle any long-term absence if that comes to pass with Jacobs?
Well, I think, you got to handle it in terms of making sure that, the player, he's more than likely, I thought I read earlier that the charges had been dropped. I'm not 100% sure on that, but I'm sure he'll face some form of penalty from the NFL because, anytime you're arrested or have any of those allegations, against you, Roger Goodell and the NFL kind of get involved and want to know exactly what's going on. So if he does have to miss time, it has to be the next man up mentality. It has to be guys that are able to take care of the business. Josh Jacobs is a really good running back. He's done a fantastic job in his time there. But if he does have to miss time, which when you get charged with some things like that, I'm sure there will be some time missed. Mm-hmm. It has to be the next man up mentality.
Yeah, the other thing to consider here is that releasing him apparently would be $6.25 million in dead cap. That's not that bad when it comes to a cap hit. So if they did want to release him, they could. But to your bigger question here, Bradford, do they really want to turn the backfield over to Chris Brooks? I highly doubt that. Ooh. So they're going to see this thing through, and they'll probably prepare for, next year's draft by taking a look at these running backs that could be coming out.
Jacobs approaching 30 as well. And maybe this is, guys, an overly simplistic way to look at it, but is this also not the reason why you gave a Jordan Love that bag? Is this not a season in which you expect immense growth from him in that division, being able to carry your offense from day one? Now, it would help if you actually had somebody, a high draft pick, like a Matthew Golden, ascend into that rarefied air. Is he going to be that guy? Is he going to be Tet-esque? I don't really know. But for Jordan Love, this is your opportunity with Kraft coming back, obviously, to be able to be the orchestrator of the offense, because I still don't think a lot of people prefer to put him in that conversation of top 8 to 12-ish quarterback, but can you really do that so far with Jordan Love? I don't know that you can.
No, I don't think so either.
Talent, maybe.
Yeah.
But the production hasn't yielded the tag.
You haven't seen it.
Right.
Go ahead,
you haven't seen it for a full season. You've seen it in spurts, but you just haven't seen it for a full season, which is part of the problem when it comes to paying guys like that. It's like, hey, we're going to give you this money because our options suck, and we are not going to be able to draft our next franchise quarterback unless we sell the farm for him. So we'll just pay you, and we'll hope that the 4 games that you did well in translate to the full 17-game season.
Yeah.
Go get him.
Yeah, he's going to be thrown. Romeo Doubs is going. He's with the Patriots. Christian Watson has been often injured in his time in New England. Tucker Kraft coming back from the injury. Having him back is definitely going to help. But your question is going to be, who is he throwing the ball to? Matthew Golden showed up somewhat in that playoff in that opportunity, but he's still a guy that you need to see more from and want to see more from. So he's got to find the number one receiver that he wants to throw to, and which one of those guys is it going to be?
No, and I know a few weeks ago we weren't sky high on Romeo Doubs, but he has now left as well. That was a nice safety blanket, so fewer options perhaps as well.
Third down.
We'll go right back to quarterback, where the Commanders, they too have started OTAs with all eyes naturally on Jaden Daniels. Guys, in 2025, he played only 7 contests due to assorted injuries. How do you feel about Washington's new offensive system, which is poised to put Daniels under center a little more?
I actually like when teams decide to put their mobile quarterbacks under center. Kerry, I don't know how you feel about that, but to me, if I'm a defender, it's a little bit more challenging now to play the play action as opposed to watching. I got the whole play in front of me, because Lamar Jackson or Jaden Daniels or, Josh Allen, or name your favorite mobile quarterback, he's doing the read option where, again, everything's in front of me. I can see whether or not the ball is handed off.
Yeah.
When the ball is, if the back, I know a lot of quarterbacks don't like to turn their back to the defense, but if you do that, you can also hide the ball better. It's a better play action pass, and I think it creates more running lanes.
Yes,
for that matter. So
it's one of the things that made Aaron Rodgers so great was his ability to hide the ball and in play action pass opportunities. But agreed, if you're under center and you turn your back to the defense, they can't tell whether you're actually handing the ball off or keeping it for rollout opportunities, play action passes, whatever the case may be. The question is always, when those college quarterbacks become pro quarterbacks and they are in mainly a shotgun offense, how comfortable is that player under center? Because we even saw it with Kirk Cousins. He wasn't under center at all his first year in Atlanta.
Right.
Because of the physical ailments, he just was unable to do so. They were in shotgun, they were in pistol, and every single play you knew, okay, they're in pistol, they're running the ball. They're in this, he couldn't get the ball to him. So, it does help the offense tremendously if you can go under center. But how comfortable is your quarterback when he's doing it? And I think that's going to be the main issue going into the season, if he's comfortable.
Also helping the offense immensely, having Terry McLaurin from day number 1, certainly.
Yeah.
That'll stand to benefit.
Yeah, that would certainly help.
Stand to benefit things.
Fourth down.
And finally, huge shocker here. This spring, gentleman has reignited the Travis Hunter debate. A couple of days ago, he offered his first public remarks since suffering that season-ending injury a few months ago. Now, last year's second overall pick, the do-everything threat. He spent Tuesday's session of OTAs working out with Jacksonville's offense. Given the Jags' needs, should he primarily man the cornerback spot in 26? Do you work him in as much at wide receiver? What are you willing to give him as far as responsibilities after you've seen how it went down in year 1?
For me, I'm playing him every play at corner. And I would give him, if you got 60 players on offense, I'd give him 25 to 30. I just need him to be, for me, Brian Thomas has to play better. He was struggling to start the season, dropping a lot of passes.
No doubt.
He's their number 1 receiver and is a really good receiver when he's doing his job well. Travis Hunter can be a complementary receiver to that. And if you can build him up, you probably end up playing 100-plus plays if you're playing both offense and defense every single play, which is not unheard of. I did it in college. I did it in the league with special teams and offense. So it's not terrible, but, being able to spend time with both the offense and the defense, learning the plays, learning the game script for that week, whether you're learning what plays, what routes you're running, how you want to attack the defense, defensively understanding what coverages you're going to be in, how you're checking to certain things. Like, that to me is more difficult than the actual physical part. Knowing without a doubt exactly where you're supposed to be, when you're supposed to be there, and what you're doing on every single snap when you're splitting your time between offense and defense. That's a lot to take on. So if he's capable of doing it, cool. But I would definitely like to see him as the number 1 corner, traveling with the best receivers of the opposing team, and then getting your 25 to 30 plays on offense and making those plays impactful plays that you can make a difference on.
I couldn't agree more. I think CD nailed it. Look, learn corner first. There's certain packages in which that you can get Travis Hunter more involved in offensively. That makes a lot more sense than trying to force this kid to play both sides. I know he's capable of doing so, but don't become a jack of all trades, master of none. Master that corner spot, and then you can still make an impact on offense, and you can't get the ball every single time, because once you're on the field, the defense is going to start to key on you. But if there's a package of plays that you can mix him in on, I think that's smart.
Yeah, the number 1 need is clear. It's in the secondary, and I don't want to totally look at the last quarter of the season for Jacksonville in a vacuum, but who absolutely emerged during that time, during the time of need, when you didn't get a lot from Brian Thomas Jr.? It was Parker Washington.
He was great.
He went over 100 yards in 3 of the last 4,
he was the best receiver.
Lawrence that much more of a vertical threat. That helps me as far as trimming the receiver workload just a tad from Hunter.
Absolutely. All right, that's Bradford Bruns, Kerry Davis, Jamie Rivers. I'm Anthony Stalter. It's the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. Biggest question of the day is coming up next, and it's an interesting one, I think, posed by our guy, Jamie Rivers. That's next on 101 ESPN.
Need more Blues talk? Check out the Last Minute Blues podcast with Alex Ferrario, Donnie Fandango, and Jeremy Rutherford on 101 ESPN. The guys bring you the latest news and notes on your St. Louis Blues. Watch or listen to the Last Minute Blues podcast on our YouTube channel or at 101ESPN.com. WXOS HD1 East St. Louis 101 ESPN is driven by Brown and Crouppen Law Firm. This is the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. It's time for the Fast Lane's biggest question of the day. Presented by Banner Construction, the experts in James Hardy siding.
All right, it's Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. Kerey Davis, Jim Rivers, I'm Anthony Stalter, and our guy Bradford Bruns going to deliver the biggest question of the day.
Good stuff, guys. Before the show, we were batting it around, specifically Jamie and yours truly, about, well, so much has been said, frankly, in the SEC spring meetings to this point. During the 2 o'clock hour, of course, we talked about how there could be secession brewing per Greg Sankey and per Kirby Smart. But let's actually go to Ole Miss, okay? Let's go to Oxford, because that was the hub of all things college football down the stretch last season. Lane Kiffin deciding to fly from Oxford to go to LSU, but Pete Golding took over the head job, and it's been an interesting period of the last few months for Pete Golding, fielding and dealing with accusations of tampering, actually, specifically, Jamie, from Clemson coach Dabo Swinney.
Good old Dabo.
Yes, among many others, basically taking shots, pot shots, at the curriculum for Ole Miss, at some of the measures being taken by Pete Golding. Well, Pete Golding basically stood on his platform recently there in Florida and said something to the effect of, if you're going to come at us, if you're going to come at Ole Miss, you'd better not miss, essentially threatening that more parties, more institutions could be exposed for tampering and many other measures there. So basically, guys, we have a mafia-like situation unfolding, or so it seems, in NCAA football. Where in the world, Jamie, do we go from here?
Yeah, I found it very interesting because, you know, a lot of the things that are happening now in plain sight were all behind closed doors or hidden before, meaning NIL money or brown bag money, cars and houses mysteriously appearing for players' families and relatives. And certainly, you know, the tampering and things like that, all of that stuff was going on, but nobody really talked about it. But now it's out there, and every program is trying to gain some kind of a competitive advantage. And, you know, Dabo Swinney, sometimes, like, Dabo, he's got a splash of arrogance to him. And he trying to call out Golding from Ole Miss, and Golding says, okay, it's fine. But if you do, there's like 15 other programs that I'm going to expose.
Right.
So now, if you're one of those 15 programs, you're probably picking up the phone and calling old Dabo.
Hey, Dabo, shut your mouth.
Hey, Dabo, why don't you have a glass of shut the hell up? You know? And so it's just puzzling to me. Like, how do we get here? How do we get? It was amateur athletics. It was college sports. It was programs, great programs. And now here we are. NIL money flying all over the place, transfer portal, the Wild West. You're stealing players, stealing coaches trying to steal other coaches. And now threats of exposing other teams for tampering that's going on. I just don't know how we got here so quickly, at least publicly.
It's really wild. And there is no limit to what I think coaches will do to try to get around the rules. The NIL money is what it is. They're offering tons of money to young men. Not every single player is getting that level of money, but they are offering a lot of money to kids. There is the transfer portal is it goes crazy every time it's open, and I'm certain, as you said, Jamie, prior to all of these things being available, there was money being handed out.
Yeah.
There were things being done. There were ways around getting a player to transfer. The only thing was, back in the day, you had to sit out a year if you were transferring from one school in the Power 5 or Power 4 to another Power 4 school. Now you can transfer at will. I just was reading about a young man who plays football for UCLA that entered the transfer portal. Well, you might say, well, the transfer portal's closed. It sure is, but not for track. So he entered the transfer portal as a track athlete and is going to another school and going to walk on to play football.
Wow.
Nice. So it is maddening, and I understand that people want to put a cap on it, they want to put a limit on it. They opened Pandora's box. It's open. Years ago, I think Northwestern was trying to create a way of having players and making sure that we were all on the same page. But now we're out of it. We're past that. They're trying to create a union. But we're past that point at this point. And so the NCAA missed out on it. They didn't think that the players would get to this point, and here we are. NIL money is real, and the players are at full advantage.
Yeah, so going back to Pete Golding, he's basically laying out a leverage play. It's like, if you punish us, you'd better be ready to expose half the sport.
Yeah.
That's where we're at.
Well, and Pete Golding, let's be honest, he kind of got screwed. He may have tampered and taken the player from.
Well, he definitely.
Okay, so he
what
did.
Dabo was saying.
I understand. He did, but let's go over what happened in the last 6 months to the Ole Miss program. Lane Kiffin decides he's out, tries to steal every coach he possibly can. He's talking to players, trying to steal the players. This guy's been sitting there trying to defend his turf against Lane Kiffin. And at the same time, somebody stole a player from Dabo.
But he's also not ratting out Lane Kiffin for the extent. We don't even know the extent to which Lane Kiffin tried to dip into that pool.
I guarantee you it's 10 times worse.
For sure.
I guarantee it is.
So he's kind of signaling that Ole Miss doesn't view itself as some sort of rogue operator. They view themselves as participating in the same chaotic NIL transfer marketplace that everyone else is. That's Pete Golding's main point here. And honestly, that's kind of where the story. That to me, that's where the story matters, right? Coaches are no longer arguing whether or not tampering exists. They're no longer arguing whether or not it's unethical. They're just arguing, all right, who started this? Who started the contact? the contact? What really counts as tampering? And like, what's tampering and what's tampering?
Yeah.
And then it's whether or not
the level of tampering is this,
right? Like. It's illegal, and it's illegal. And whether or not the NCAA can realistically enforce any sort of rules in a pay-for-play environment. Like, what's next for the NCAA? What can they do to say, we got a wild, wild west situation. We've got the transfer portal. There's a bunch of things. You got somebody saying they're going to run track when they're actually sneaking through the football back door. And
he's going to run track too.
He'll do both. Right. I'm sure he'll lean football, though, if there's any sort of conflict. What can the NCAA do about it? And that is really the question, I think, that matters moving forward in college football.
It's a fascinating time because we're operating at a time in which you basically know nothing and then everything at once. Now, what does that mean? Well, how about actually referring to none other than the newest member of Lane Kiffin's staff at LSU, Ed Orgeron, who himself has said on multiple occasions, you know what, the difference between basically then and now, back then, he is literally on the record as having said this. We went through the back doors with piles of cash, and now you can just walk through the front. Now, speaking of Ed Orgeron, what is his latest role? How is he being categorized over the course of the last week or so? He is the special assistant to recruiting and defense for Lane Kiffin. So try to decipher that job title for me. But by the same token now, you know exactly why, Kerry, he's brought back to Baton Rouge, for example. It was just after 2021 when he was dismissed under this cloud of anything and everything. And yet in this Wild West era, come on back, Ed Orgeron. Why? Because you can lock down the state, you can lock down the borders, and that is what you were meant to do right here, right now.
Yeah, and that's what they care about. Like, if we're being honest, sometimes... my friend always say your game got to be bigger than your problems, and if whatever you do is bigger than the problems you have or create, some people turn. I didn't see anything. I didn't know anything. I don't know what's happening. It ain't my problem.
Didn't see it.
Didn't see it. Didn't take place. Did you see that? Nah. What happened? I don't know. Tell me. Doesn't matter. And you can go get these kids. All right. Let's go get them. Let's go win some championships.
Yeah.
And that's
Lane Kiffin said flat out. He goes in one of his statements. He goes, "Who better than Ed Orgeron to lock down the state of Louisiana again?
Right.
To really get out there. I mean, say what you want about the guy and things that have happened and whatnot, but he won a national title." For that university, and he's a very well-known entity.
Yeah. Yes, he is.
Authentic product of Louisiana, unlike one Brian Kelly.
My family.
Where is he doing anything right now besides trying to... I know at one point he was suing LSU.
Oh, he's making
for what?
money.
What's he suing him for?
Wrongful termination.
Oh, yeah, because somehow the way he got fired, but then they had to rescind it, didn't they? Because at first they weren't going to pay him his buyout.
Right.
Then they realized they had to.
Yeah, it's all about the money.
By the way, you're going to have Ohio State, Texas round 2. You have a ton of different marquee games early in the college football season. But for me, guys, the one without question that I have to circle on the calendar, that is September the 19th, no doubt about it. Because can you just imagine the atmosphere there when you're talking about LSU and Ole Miss going head-to-head week number 3 of the season? It happens that early.
That's awesome.
My gosh.
That's going to be must-watch football. By the way, if I may, can I just go back to Golding here for a second? He doesn't fully deny anything either.
No. Well, why would you?
Well, did they ask? Tell on yourself.
He's like, hey, you know what the real problem is? All of you. The environment's broken. And if I'm going down, you're all going down.
Going down.
Pete, did you do anything? Exactly, the environment. Totally.
I don't hate the move.
It's ridiculous.
I don't hate the move.
That I'm going to have to expose all of you people. Yeah, kind of dangerous for the NCAA.
No, one last thing on the NCAA. There was more rumblings, I believe it was this morning or yesterday morning, about athletes talking out loud about unionizing. Because they said that now with the NIL money, all of these things on the up and up, blah, 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 they are technically employees now. And what's going to happen here is some of the students have talked about there's certain states that they would absolutely 100% be qualified as employees. So then it's going to be state to state to state, and then we'll see how this happens moving forward. But I think in the next couple of years, you'll see a union for collegiate athletes to where if you're getting paid money, you're in the union.
Yeah.
So then what happens? Are we going back to the back door again? Because if I pay you on the up and up, I've got to adhere to all these rules, or I can pay a little bit more, but it's going to be Aunt Susie's bank account instead of yours, and then you're not in the union.
So what you're saying is there's still a lot to.
It's just every time
different
every
avenues
door
that we
you
can still
open
go
with
to.
this, it's like some other new adventure.
Yeah. Okay. That's fun.
Never ending.
Never ending is right. All right, it's the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. We have the Spurs and Thunder Game 6 pregame tonight at 7 o'clock, tip-off at 7:30. We also have tomorrow night Hurricanes Canadiens Game 5.
Shoot.
And the final game of that series.
You're not wrong.
Pregame at 6:30, puck drop at 7. I say that as somebody like Jamie that is rooting for the Canadiens, but that's not gonna. That's not going to happen. Yeah, not going to happen at all. But we do carry both games. Could be elimination games for both the Spurs and the Canadiens. Which series do you think extends?
Spurs.
Neither.
If you had to
That's not
choose
the
one.
question.
If you had to choose one. This,
Canadians.
I was about to say this one was really for Carey because I know he already stated
OKC tonight.
Yeah, Bradford.
I just don't see a situation now, a scenario in which San Antonio is able to get another game. Not only are you dealing with some ailments, but to an extent, Wemby has been, I don't want to say exposed, but clearly there is now a path to being able to contain him somewhat. And if he's not willing to venture into the paint, if the banging right now has been able to create a bit of a collective effect, I just don't envision San Antonio being able to extend it. You were able to take a couple of games in this series. You made seismic strides as a franchise. But then on the other end of the spectrum, as we've talked about too, Montreal and Carolina, unless somehow, some way, Jamie, you're able to get out to somewhat of a representative start. And maybe the key is actually going away from Bell Center, because for whatever reason, everything seems to have been compounded that much worse. They're in Montreal this postseason. I don't know why that is. I don't know why you're talking about 2-6. I don't know why the results have been strikingly different. But maybe, basically with that sort of mentality, getting away from that building, from that barn, something mentally switches. I doubt it. Maybe.
Tough to say. Last time they were in the last game in Carolina, I think they only had 14 shots on goal. Too.
I got an idea.
Okay,
for Montreal.
I like ideas.
I was watching the game last night, and they put a graphic up of Dobis. I think he's faced 533 shots this playoffs. And we talked about how Montreal has not shot the puck. My solution for the Canadiens to win, limit the shots on your goalie, shoot more shots on their goalie. Done.
Wait, what?
So the last time they were in Carolina, they
Why
had
would you
12
do
shots
that?
on goal.
That's what you do.
I don't
Limit
think
the
so,
shots.
Carey.
It was a thought.
Yeah, no.
Jamie didn't hear me.
I heard you.
Look, it's an interesting thought, but I don't think that's how
not too
hockey's
risky.
played.
That's the best way to play it.
Nah.
It's a lot to ask, Carey.
I'm asking you to do your damn job.
I can't do anything.
Not you.
Oh.
You can't help them. Well, hell, you might be. You would take a shot. I know you would take a shot.
I'll shoot one.
It might be from your own blue line. You just shoot it.
Hell of a shot, though.
Whatever. Get it on goal. Yeah.
Own goal?
Not an own goal. Get it on goal.
bad.
Get it on goal.
Not that bad.
All right, it's Fastlane on 101 ESPN. Chris Kerber will join us next. We'll talk a little hockey with him here on 101 ESPN.
You can now watch 101 ESPN live on our Air Alliance Team Studio Cams. Catch every show live on our YouTube channel or at 101ESPN.com. 101 ESPN Studio Cams.
Presented by the Air Alliance Team Heating and Cooling. Getting the job done quickly, correctly, 100% of the time.
Hey, you still have some time here in the month of May to make sure that you get online to classicaircare.com and take advantage of their May specials. If you've been putting it off, stop putting it off. The heat is coming. We got over 80 degrees today. You know the extra effort and work of your air conditioner is going to be tested. Make sure that it's up to date. Make sure that it's clean. Make sure that you've had it looked at and maintained to make it through the summer. So number one thing you can do, it's the most important piece of equipment in your house. Make sure that it's ready to go. Classic Air Care has an $89 special in the month of May. That's it. Less than $100. They come to their house, your house, and make sure that it is set and ready to go. Now change that air filter. That's the other thing you can do on your own to make sure that your air conditioner is ready for the summer. Classic Air Care has great specials. They've got a 4.8 Google rating because they care about the customers. Their customer service is a number one priority, and their service is guaranteed. That is why they take care of my house. Let them take care of yours. It's Classic Air Care. Get on it. Book an appointment online at classicaircare.com.
In the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN.
It's the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN with Kerey Davis and Jamie Rivers. I'm Anthony Stalter. Let's head to the Callier and Thompson phone line. We're joined by the voice of the St. Louis Blues right here on the home of the Blues, 101 ESPN. It's Chris Kerber. What's up, Kerbs?
Anthony, how you doing today?
Doing very good. Kerbs, how shocked were you that the Western Conference Finals ended in 4 games, and it was the Vegas Golden Knights that swept the Avalanche as opposed to the other way around?
I'm shocked that it was a sweep. I am not shocked that they beat them. I think we might have even talked about it last week. To me, the key was Cale Makar. If Cale Makar wasn't healthy or couldn't go, that was a series kind of changer opportunity for the Vegas Golden Knights, and those first 2 games wound up being really critical. So, but even then, I'm still shocked, absolutely shocked that it was the sweep that it was, and really, and it's not even so much that it was a sweep. It was really a dismantling of Colorado, and in the end, this is why winning the Stanley Cup is such a challenge. Boy, the injuries really mounted big for Colorado, and Vegas really started to get going at the right time with John Tortorella. So, I was quite shocked with the way that series ended so doggone fast.
Curbs, one thing that we're noticing once again in the Stanley Cup playoffs is that having big players, it pays off. And when you watched, specifically when I watched the Avalanche play the Golden Knights just didn't give up the middle of the ice. Quite honestly, it was very reminiscent to the last time they won a Stanley Cup, where they basically dared anybody to come inside. If you're Doug Armstrong and you're Alex Steen right now, and you're watching the current playoffs, do you think that might motivate them to continue to go find guys with size and length to add to the line, the blue line in particular, or even just a lineup?
I believe that Doug Armstrong has always thought that. I believe he has always believed it, which is why he ended up grabbing, and trading for players like Bouwmeester and others. And I don't believe that has changed. I think that what has changed from a Blues standpoint is when some of those guys are gone, you've got to go out and find new ones and rebuild, and that takes some time to get them. But, man, Jamie, I'm right there with you. That's why 6'2", 6'2", 6'5", 6'6" defensemen are so important. I mean, look at the size. You're taking a chance on a Jack Finley. Look at that kind of size, that's in there. And look at Nathan Walker. I mean, there was no St. Louis Blue, I'd say, outside of Braden Shen and Jake Neighbors from a forward standpoint, that brought the grit and fight. And I don't mean the physical fight, but also just the grind that Nathan Walker did. And they kept constantly trying to find ways to replace him in the lineup. So, man, listen, it is, geez, it's almost as old as the game itself, where size wins in those situations. But it's got to be size that can play and size that has the right attitude and play in the right way. And that's what Vegas is doing really well right now.
Curbs, I was watching that Canadiens-Hurricanes game last night and wanted to scratch my eyeballs out. If you are the Canadiens and you're going to turn the puck over anyways, why not just shoot it at the net? Why not just turn and let one rip if you're turning it over either way and not giving yourself a chance to win that game at all?
Kerry, it is the mindset of a team. I mean, look, we saw the Blues. If you go back and you think of the way Ken Hitchcock wanted the team to funnel to the puck, and then as soon as the goalie pushes in the corner, you regroup and you get it again, right? That style of play melded well with Craig Berube those first couple of seasons, right? But then eventually the Blues started getting away from shooting, and they started, trying to pick their spots, and it was less about volume and more about quality. And next thing you know, look what's happened this past year. You're finishing games, and you're going, man, they can't get to 20 shots on goal. And you're like, why aren't they shooting? It's not like Jim Montgomery isn't telling them to shoot. It's not like Martin St. Louis isn't telling guys, like Slavkovsky and Goulet and these guys to shoot the puck. It's just, it ends up just being a mentality thing where Jamie could answer this better, but almost like that Top Gun thing where, he's got a perfectly clear shot and, Maverick is afraid to shoot. The guy says, no, it's no good. And then he disengages. That almost is, to me, is what happens here. And, Montreal took advantage of a team that was off for 10 days in game one. They had a chance to really grab the series with overtime games. They couldn't do it. And then Carolina starting to find their game. And the difference in those two teams, I thought, really showed up last night in a big way, because eventually the lack of shooting and the lack of chances for the Canadiens was eventually going to bite them. And it might have just done so.
Curbs, obviously Montreal facing that dire circumstance at present. But before last night, somebody like an Alexander Texier, obviously the former Blue, had really inhabited that nice bottom six role for Martin St. Louis. What have you noticed throughout this playoff run especially that has allowed Texier to be able to maybe unlock some of the things he didn't get to showcase here in St. Louis? What's the comfort level been like as far as what you viewed from him?
Well, I think first off, a third chance at life, really, from what he was doing with Columbus and to here and then there. He had an opportunity. He found some success. They don't play that same kind of grinded style, and it suited him well. And this is one of the cool things about the game of hockey to me is like, a team may play a certain style and a guy may not have much success with it. You go to another team, they tweak something, they give you a different chance, and you could have great success. I mean, look, Craig Conroy with the St. Louis Blues under Joel Quenneville was a fourth-line center and maybe sometimes a third-line center, and that's all he was ever going to be, right? He gets traded to Calgary. He gets put on a line with Jarome Iginla. The next thing you know, he's got 4 straight 70-point seasons. He's Jarome Iginla's centerman. He earns a massive contract with the L.A. Kings. He goes to L.A., doesn't repeat it. What'd they do? They traded him back to Calgary, and he finished off really strong there with Calgary. So sometimes it's just the team and the scenario and stuff like that. To that end, though, I will say this. I think Alex Texier had plenty of opportunities here in St. Louis, and so has just about every other young guy that's come through this organization, I'd say in the last 10 years. And the ones that have stuck are the ones that have taken advantage of it. I don't think that there's any young guy that can sit there and say, well, I really wasn't given a shot there. I think there's been plenty of opportunity for guys, and I hang it more on the player than anything if they come out of here and go, well, I wasn't given a shot. I just don't see that being the case.
Curbs, we'd be remiss if we didn't ask you before you signed off about Claude Lemieux, who won the Stanley Cup 4 times during a memorable NHL career. He died at 60. Just from a hockey standpoint, what are your thoughts on just his legacy in his career?
Boy, was that shocking news today or what? I mean, he was just carrying the torch out, a couple of games ago?
Right.
In Game 3, so... Yeah, that was shocking. He was such an absolute battle-tested, the kind of guy you needed in the playoff kind of warrior that, for fans that were for the other team, you hated him. If he was on your team, you loved him. And I would encourage anybody, the Detroit Red Wings, it might have been Colorado. One of those teams, there was a recent documentary done about that series, and I think it might have been ESPN that did it. But a recent documentary about the series, between Denver and Detroit, when Claude Lemieux put Chris Draper from behind into the boards, and the nastiness that ensued in that rivalry for a good number of years. And Claude talks about that. Draper, like it's unbelievable, and it epitomizes hockey. I mean, that's some really sad news, but he was a hell of a warrior. And listen, I'll tell you this. I'm sure you guys probably hit on that, but I'll get it off my chest. Like, I don't care that the Cardinals got swept by the Brewers. What I care about is after a guy like Uribe did what he did, it absolutely frustrates the hell out of me that the first batter up for the Brewers after that didn't catch a fastball between the shoulder blades. And I don't care if it starts a brawl. Like, that's the attitude I want from, my team that I'm a fan of is, hey, we're not letting you do that to our entire dugout and then not get one right between the, the shoulder blades. And if it didn't happen then, it sure as hell should have happened with the first batter. And even if Oli Marmol told the starter, don't do it, hell with that, you go out there and you do it, and you're still going to get your next chance to pitch. And Claude Lemieux kind of had that attitude where he didn't care. It was about winning. It was about attitude, and there was something bigger. And when it needed to be done, he did it. So
yeah,
he was a hell of a player to watch, and I love that attitude in sports.
Yeah. For me, it was Christian Yelich who said in between games that it's been handled. It's been handled. We're good.
Baloney.
He would have been the one. He would have been the one that got the one in the back, Curbs.
You listen. Well, it doesn't matter if it's him or not. I'll tell you what, Uribe doesn't do that if he actually has to bat, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but we know that part of the game is gone. But that was the thing about Tony La Russa. Like Tony La Russa they didn't care. Find me, suspend me. You're going to get one there. And I'll tell you what, you end up. I really do believe this. I believe this in the game of hockey and others, but. Yeah, you might have lost that game, and maybe you lose the series like you did anyway. You're going to end up winning a hell of a lot more games down the road and into next season if you create that kind of attitude and togetherness, and somebody should have drilled one of the Brewers. And the fact that they didn't is actually just wimpy baseball to me.
Agreed. All right, Curbs, on that note, it's a mic drop, man. We appreciate you. We'll check back with you again next week. Have yourself a great rest of your week and a great weekend.
All right, guys. I feel better. I appreciate the therapy.
Good.
All right. Have a good one, fellas.
You too. See ya. That's the voice of the Blues, Chris Kerber, on your home of the Blues, 101 ESPN. We have Bet the Board next. This is the second to last day for Bet the Board. So Jamie and Carey and Marsh probably should get those parlays in now. That's next on 101 ESPN. I mentioned this scenario a lot because we're got the summertime, and I'm seeing a lot of the graduation posts. You might have a graduate that needs a new ride, for college or maybe for high school a year from now. They get the driver's license; they're all set to go. They showed you that they need a ride. Check out Auto Centers Nissan. They've got over 1,000 new and used vehicles all in one location. And they don't just have new Nissans, although they have great pricing on new Rogues and Pathfinders, Muranos, and Frontiers, all available right now with 0% APR for 60 months. But they've got a great selection of used vehicles, different makes, different models. Maybe they're looking for a non-Nissan that is safe and reliable and cost-effective. Auto Centers Nissan has those. In fact, select used vehicles are available with no money down and no payments for 3 months, and prices have been marked down significantly on used vehicles. So you got the right location, the right pricing, the right people at Auto Centers Nissan. So head out to Herculaneum. They're right off I-55 in Herculaneum, Missouri. And in one dealership, one location, you're going to find those 1,000 new and pre-owned vehicles. So set your graduate up with a new or pre-owned vehicle. Do so with a 30-day return promise as well within 30 days. Bring it back to Auto Centers Nissan. If you're not completely satisfied with the vehicle, they'll refund you your money back and set you up with something else. Head down there. Tell them Stalter sent you, or check them out at autocentersnissan.com.
Start your day with a morning after on 101 ESPN. Get in the know first on everything St. Louis sports with Tim McKernan, Doug Vaughn, and Martin Kilcoy. Listen to TMA weekday mornings from 7 to 11 a.m. on 101 ESPN. The morning after is presented by Brown and Crouppen Law Firm. 101 ESPN Sports Center.
Cardinals clash with Cubs tomorrow. Good afternoon. Bradford Bruns here with your Sports Center update, brought to you by Universal Windows Direct. On Friday night, the Cardinals will kick off a 3-game series against the visiting Cubs at Busch Stadium. St. Louis has dropped 4 in a row, losing to Cincinnati over the weekend and then 3 straight to the Milwaukee Brewers. Meanwhile, Craig Counsell's club has dropped 9 of its past 10. Later tonight on 101 ESPN, we have pregame at 7. And then the ball goes up between the Thunder and the Spurs in game number 6 of the Western Conference Finals, the NBA, right here on 101 ESPN. Tomorrow, it's the NHL side of the spectrum with Montreal taking on Carolina. The Hurricanes owning the 3-1 edge in that series. The Sports Center update has been brought to you by Universal Windows Direct. You'll be saying, I love my windows.
2 former pros and 1 average Joe. You're listening to The Fast Lane on 101 ESPN.
All right, time for Bet the Board here in the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. Bradford Bruns, Carey Davis, Jamie Rivers, and Anthony Stalter. Bradford, do you have the latest standings?
I do, sir, with just 2 games, if you will, to go before the end of the month. Things are looking pretty tight near the top. Stoltz, you are in the driver's seat at the moment with 12 correct picks overall, even though Atlanta let you down on the money line yesterday. Boston cleaned up 8-0 there. So you have a 1-point edge over Marshy. Montreal, one thing actually went well for the Canadiens last night, and that was the netminder with 40 saves. So he has 11. Jamie, you are nipping at Marshy's heels. You have 10. You also have a streak of 4 in a row. And Carey, Jamie let you down with Cole Caulfield.
Yeah, he did.
Wayne Gretzky did.
7. 7's the number.
I don't know Wayne. I know you.
Well, sorry about your luck.
It's like knowing Wayne Gretzky, though.
Jamie, what do you have, 9?
Some say better. 10.
10
No,
plus?
9. What have I, 10 or 9?
You've got 10.
I got 10. There you go.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I will take the under tonight in the NBA matchup between the Thunder and the Spurs. The under right now is 219.5. 219 and a half. All right. Marsh did text us earlier. This is a legit pick from our guy, Andrew Marsh.
They're all legit picks, Anthony.
No, you're right.
Yeah.
Bet the board, Paul Skeens, under 1.5 walks allowed at minus 144. We probably should check this.
Yeah.
Since it was early in the morning.
Yeah.
Will Livy be upset or delighted at the end of the night? Did you guys see that last week?
No.
Paul had a bit of a rough one at Toronto.
Oh no, yeah, he got rocked.
She got into it.
Yeah, not good.
No.
Okay. So under 1.5 walks allowed, minus 144 for Andrew Marsh.
All right. Give me the Texas Rangers on the money line, minus 149.
I'm going to go Yordan Alvarez, 1.5 hits, runs, RBI, minus 150.
Okay. Bradford?
Oklahoma City is somehow a 3.5-point underdog entering game number 6. You know what? I'm not messing around with any spread. Seems too easy, frankly. Give me the money line straight up. The Thunder to do it.
Just punting
In
the
Texas.
point spread.
Yeah. Forget it.
All right.
Give it to me.
Okay. Jamie, there was something that caught your attention before the show in regards to the NBA and whether or not they could have their own version of what Major League Baseball's doing.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, they're talking about using AI to help referees in the future. They talked about, the ball going out off of a certain player's hand or not. And I forget, and some of the other stuff was trying to recognize a flop to be a flop and not, a foul.
Yeah.
I don't know how this is going to work, man. I think basketball and hockey are very similar. Certainly very fast-moving sports. Like currently the ABS, it's a pitch. You've got the computerized box, and it's been amazing to see how fast they get to a ball or a strike, and you're moving on. The game is continuous. Tennis was the first ones to figure it out, where they do the challenge and they see clearly where the ball hit inside the line, outside the line, on the line. Those have been massively successful, in my opinion. This is going to be wild. I don't know how AI, and I'm not doubting AI because you're probably listening and you'll shut all my power off or something will happen in my car.
Right.
But some of these things are they happen so fast, it's so hard to tell. Yes, that's probably why they're saying the referees need help. But I don't know about this AI thing. Are we starting to trickle into like uncharted territory? Like, is this can some of this eventually harm the game instead of help it?
The only way I could see it harming the game is if it slows it down. If you start to mess with the flow of a game. And that was one of the things initially I was concerned about way back in the day about the robot umpires or the ABS system. And in fact, it hasn't slowed down the game at all. It has brought a different it's added something because everybody now is watching. If you're at the ballpark, you're watching the screen to see if it's a ball or strike and who got the call right, whether it's the umpire, the catcher, the hitter. So it's added something. It hasn't slowed down the flow of the game. So one of the things I think for football was a bit of a concern when it came to all the instant replays, whether or not the flow of the game was going to be interrupted. So as long as the flow for NBA isn't, or basketball, I'll just say basketball in general, as long as the flow is still good, I got no issue with it.
Yeah, I don't know. Like you said, the ball hitting on the line out of bounds, whether it's in, whether it's out, I think that's easier to tell. Just like with the ABS, it's easy to tell if it's in the box or not. But how do you quickly tell whose hand it went off of? Like, I think that because most of those challenges are two guys reaching for the ball and one guy's finger is a little bit longer and it tips off of his finger and it goes out of bounds, and sometimes they get the call wrong. So how can you quickly make that decision and decipher who actually touched the ball last is going to be a interesting thing to figure out. And to your point, Anthony, I agree. I think as long as it doesn't slow the game down, that's the most important part. Like, if you can get the answer quickly and get it correct, I'm fine with it. I think that's what has made baseball really fun to watch because, again, there aren't really any bad calls. Any call that is made, you can challenge it. You can use the ABS system, and we can get on to the next play and get the answer correct. And I think that's the most important thing in sports is making sure that the answer of the call is correct. So I don't know how it will work in basketball, and I definitely don't know how you judge whether or not somebody's flopping. I forget who said it the other day, but they did suggest that that NBA should go to a red card system like they do in soccer. Yes, keep flopping. Get out. Yeah. Like they can give them technical fouls. They can call the foul on them. They can do those things, but they haven't really been doing it in the NBA because the flopping, like if they have to go to the monitors because you oversold getting hit in the face,
right?
And it comes to find out that you did not get hit in the face, you should be assessed a technical foul and a delay of game to your team.
Sure.
Because now, if you get too many delay of games, that's essentially a free throw for the opposing team. You get too many technical fouls, you're going to be out of the game, disqualified from the game. So, I think that should be the way that it goes. Like if you're flopping and you're lying, and I have to take time out of this game to go look at a monitor because you told me that somebody hit you in the face, and lo and behold, they didn't even come near your face. You just flopped to make it look like it. You should be assessed some type of penalty. And because nobody wants to see that. But the NBA players have done it way more and more as the years have progressed of watching guys just fall all over the place and pretend like they've been hit when they haven't even been touched.
Yeah, that's going to be an interesting one to see how they could navigate that. But I do agree with you, Kerry, on the flopping thing. Like in the NHL, they have the embellishment penalty. They'll call a guy for a dive. And I don't know how they haven't gotten to that point in basketball because basketball right now rivals soccer out there. Anytime anybody gets close to somebody, they hit the turf in a hurry. And in basketball, they're hitting the floor. trying to get that call. And I think you're right. I think if you buzz the tower a little bit with a technical foul or a red card or whatever you want to call that, then you might see a little bit less of that, because I don't think the true basketball fan enjoys seeing that.
No.
Like, you expect your basketball player or your athlete to try and battle through situations. If he gets knocked to the floor, it's because he got run over pretty darn good.
Right. It's a legit foul.
Yeah.
It's not because you just fell all over the place with no backbone.
Right. I agree. All right, it's a Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. It will wrap up the show with some criticisms and compliments, as well as the 3 stars of the day next.
Sunday, Cardinals and Cubs. Pregame at 5:30. First pitch at 6:20. The MLB plays on 101 ESPN.
Well, I was talking to my friends over at Urban Chestnut just this morning as we're getting prepared to have a nice little fiesta at the Rivers House here in about a week or so. And we're talking about what we need. Well, we definitely need some of that Zwickle Light. It's an elevated light beer. It's locally brewed, which I love. Urban Chestnut here, local brewery with great people that work their tails off as well. And they give you a crisp, clean, refreshing light beer that has only 95 calories, 3.7 carbs, but it tastes so good. It tastes like beer. I love to give people their first Zwickle Light, and they look at you like, wow, this is good. I'm like, yeah, it's absolutely fantastic. And you need to have another one of those things. So Zwickle Light is a first star at the Rivers House. But I will say this. Urban Chestnut has a new Squirrel Works. It's a hazy IPA. It is packed full of flavor. I'm not an IPA guy by choice, but man, I had a couple of sips of this and it was fantastic. It will also be making an appearance at the Rivers household on that day. It is awesome. 6.6% alcohol. You're going to love it. Trust me, it comes in a 4-pack, or you can buy the single cans that are 16 ounces. So you pair those two up. You got yourself a really great event, a really great party, or just a nice night altogether. For more information regarding either of these, the Zwickle Light or the Squirrel Works, visit my friends over at urbanchestnut.com. Again, that's urbanchestnut.com.
Want to hear from you? Text us at 314-399-9646 on the Air Comfort Service Heating, Cooling, and Insulation text line on 101 ESPN. Buckle up. This is the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN.
If you missed anything from today's show, you can always download the podcast available at 101ESPN.com or via the Dobbs Tire and Auto Center's 101 ESPN mobile app. All the podcast brought to you by Schaefer Door Company. All right, Bradford, hit us with those criticisms and or compliments.
criticisms, and compliments. Presented by Bet365. With Bet365 early payout, you win even if they lose. Get paid out instantly when your team goes up big, even if they blow the lead later. Bet365. Winning is everything.
All right, Curb Stomp, as per usual, very, very vocal today on the text line. Gentlemen, today's show as a whole.
What'd you call me?
Oh, we're not doing that anymore?
Well, Jamie was taking a hit.
He usually does it himself.
Yeah, he
Curb
does it.
Stomp does.
Curb Stomp
Did
throws
he
his
not
own
have
in
his
there.
own?
Okay.
Yeah, he does.
I see the quotation marks.
Yeah.
now. Okay, all
There
right.
it is.
Okay. Fair enough. Didn't miss a beat with this banger. Next man up attitude from Bradford. Have a great night, gentlemen. Also, go Curbs. Liked that baseball nugget, I guess, at the very end.
There you go.
Tail end of the conversation.
Good, yeah.
Yep.
Thank you, as always, Curb Stomp, who is now frequent he's a frequent participant in the Snake Pit.
He is.
How about that?
He just says banger, all caps.
Why not? Snake Pit also, any and all parties from the Snake Pit today weighing in, liking the balance that we had. Guys, we definitely ran the gamut today when you were talking about Cardinals and Brewers recap, obviously, at the start, able to get into a lot of SEC-related there talk as well, and then, of course, some hockey as well. So from top to bottom, just
perfect.
running the entire gamut, you know?
Can't spell second without SEC, man.
It's what I've heard, Carey. I don't know if I acknowledge that, but that's what I've heard. Yeah.
Sankey knows.
Can't spell 10 without Big Ten. Or can't spell Big Ten without 10.
There you go.
So, 10th. Second, 10th.
Yeah, we first, though.
I don't know.
It's not Big First, it's Big Ten.
Yeah, it's Big Ten.
I can't wait for the actual season because then we can talk about the results, CD, on the field. And that's fine. Maybe the heyday isn't what it was a few years ago, but we don't have to talk about what's being said, all of the posturing in these meeting rooms in Florida. We can talk about the events on the actual field. That's what I want.
Yeah, the events
Right?
on the field, man, are what matter because, Big Ten did a really good job in bowl season.
We're still talking about this.
Yeah.
Really?
We are. We got time to fill. Jamie, Barry.
Fill it with something else.
I don't want to.
It's terrible stuff.
This is ball. You know? Yeah, good ball.
Any other questions?
Lots of that today.
I got nothing.
Yeah.
See? He gets it.
Bradford, would you like to move to the 3 stars?
Yes, I would. I think we'd better.
It's time for the Fast Lane's 3 stars of the day. Presented by Circus Sports. No bet fees ever. The world's largest sports book. Now at your fingertips in Illinois and Missouri.
You listen, Jamie. I want you to hear this.
Yeah?
It's you. You're my problem.
Is that right?
I'm a little lost.
Is that right?
Yeah.
After all these years, now you bring it up.
How did you all didn't do great in the SEC this
lying
year.
to me.
Like Drew
I'm
Brees.
looking it up.
Toying
Like
with my emotions.
Like Drew Brees.
Two
Drew
disconnected
Brees and that MVP.
chats happening.
Yeah,
He's
two
only got
conversations.
one, but
We're not worried about those
That's all
two.
right.
Super Bowl.
Vanderbilt
That's what I meant.
lost to Iowa.
You're still. Oh, we're back on
Texas
this again.
A&M lost
oh my
to Miami.
God! Run the thing.
Mississippi
lost to
State was
Virginia.
better. Yeah. You mentioned
Ole
Hail
Miss.
State earlier.
They lost.
Holy crap!
LSU lost. Tennessee lost.
LSU lost 6 games.
He said, let's handle it on the field. Okay.
But you just said Miami. They're an ACC squad.
I said, I'm telling you all the SEC teams that lost in the bowl game.
Carey, I'm spitting it forward. I meant 2026, buddy.
What would Kerry's life be without the SEC? He acts like he hates them, but what would it be?
Glorious.
What would he have to be?
You know what?
question.
I don't have a problem
It's a
with the
good
SEC.
question.
Here we go.
I have a problem with the SEC
People?
Yeah.
Wow.
Hierarchy.
Wow.
Bradford, how you feel about that?
Those people, man.
I mean, Missouri
those
is in the
people.
SEC.
Those people.
We're in the state of Missouri.
Those people.
SEC land.
Man, it's Big 12 land, man. Come on, man.
He's
SEC.
talking about the big wigs, though. All right,
Big
Jamie?
12.
He's talking about the big wigs. I mean, I don't know if I align
he
myself.
hates all of them, Bradford. Even if you're the last place team, he
Jamie,
hates it.
you say a lot of things, and you're correct
I
on
know
this
I am
one.
on Oh, I know I'm right.
Yeah, you're right.
Actually,
At least this time. Right.
the Greg Sankey was on campus at Memorial Stadium between Mizzou and Kansas last season. I enjoyed listening to him thoroughly.
Oh, man, that's
a
a
big
huge win.
I did.
Biggest win of the year.
Biggest of the year.
It was at
They'll
the
tell
time,
you if you ask them.
At the time, some people didn't know it. It ended up being the biggest win of the season.
They did
Ask
not.
them, they'll tell you.
Boy, will they celebrate.
So you had 3 stars?
Yeah, the stars. Number 3 today on this Thursday. That will go out to early MLB studs from the 2000s, specifically Jason Schmidt.
Schmidt.
In the Wayback Machine. Yeah.
It's kind of in my wheelhouse.
I thought you would get that. San Francisco Giants.
It's kind of in my wheelhouse.
You being from Chicago,
Yeah.
Miami, Bay Area.
Right. New York. Detroit.
Well, that's why it's rigged, right? Carey's just like me giving you the Steelers questions.
Clearly.
You set it up.
Yeah, so when I was in college, when the Giants went in 2002 to the World Series and lost to that stupid Rally Monkey team.
Oh.
Yeah.
That was tough.
That was tough.
That's a cute monkey, though.
Was it?
You love those monkeys.
I love monkeys.
As you should.
Irv. Where is Irv?
Irv, he's on the beach right now, sipping on a pina colada.
I was about to say, when you picture your Irv, what's he doing?
I picture Irv at one of those little swings that they have at the little tiki bars on the beach in Mexico.
Yeah.
He's just sitting there, one hand holding, because you got to be safe. Don't want Irv to fall down. And he's got a nice cocktail with a straw that he can reach, and maybe a cigarette in one hand.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Is he a smoker?
Yeah, just only when he drinks.
Which is every day.
Every day.
So instead of Talladega Nights, I like to picture my Jesus. I like to picture my monkey.
Yeah. ...
Yeah,
Yep.
And you
My
know what,
Irv.
guys? You never know when you're going to see a bunch of monkeys. And when you do, you got to enjoy it.
That's true.
Yeah. It'll be a fun time.
You're right.
Speaking of monkey business, we had some of that and also some Battlehawks Renegades talk with Gary Jennings Jr. What an unexpected surprise. Number 2, that was fun.
It took some twists and turns that I was not expecting.
Can we call him a reality star, too, in a manner of speaking?
We have to at this point.
Why not? Yeah.
If you missed that interview with Gary Jennings Jr. of the Battlehawks, we spent maybe 2 minutes talking football.
Maybe.
Out of the 14 we had him on. So
great guy.
I want to go back and take a listen to that.
And the first star of the day, whether it's on a random Thursday or later in any season of life, it goes to giving a blow.
Yeah.
Need that rest.
You got to take a blow. Get a blow. Beneficial.
Yeah,
Sure
that's a good call. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Hey, don't forget Spurs Thunder Game 6 tonight. Pre-game at 7, tip-off at 7:30. Tomorrow, we have the conclusion of the Eastern Conference Finals between the Hurricanes and Canadiens. Game 5.
Don't know that.
Pre-game 6:30. Don't we? Pre-game at 6:30. Puck drop at 7. And hey, the biggest announcement.
Yes.
We got a Freedom Friday tomorrow.
Yeah.
Boom.
Freedom Friday tomorrow.
Bring it. Text line.
Make sure you get those topics flowing in. It's your show tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
Built out of spite, kept out of love. It's Freedom Friday.
T-shirts now available.
T-shirts now available at 101ESPN.com. Actually, we don't have those, but we will.
Hang on, Anthony.
They'll start to demand
if they
it.
send in enough orders,
they'll get them.
They'll get them.
We'll actually.
This is why you're our business guy.
I can arrange it now. We've got a storefront set up. We've got a new location for Gun Media down in Tampa Bay. We opened it about a year ago. And so now any merchandise that we want done, anything at all, we can get it done in a hurry. So
well, there you have it.
A little storefront for the fast lane is what we can do.
That
And
applies.
all of our listeners can just go there. And we don't make the merchandise until it's purchased. But then we can make it really fast and get it to them.
Smart. That's our guy. That's Jamie Rivers. That's Carey Davis. That's Bradford Bruns. I'm Anthony Stalter. Tomorrow, Freedom Friday. See ya.
If JJ needs a blow at some point,